Metals, making the top of your house the best it can be. Visit bestbuymetalroofing.com.
Some mornings call for a little extra comfort. Introducing Hardees' new home-style breakfast burritos with cheese, fluffy egg, crispy hash browns, breakfast sausage, bacon, and sliced ham in a warm tortilla served with a side of Texas Pete hot sauce. Home-style breakfast burritos, only at Hardees. Goodness in the making. My Rewards members get a free blueberry biscuit or sausage biscuit when you order on the app. Limited time only. Exclusions may apply by time of day. See app for terms.
Got an injury that just can't wait? There's no need to delay your care. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is excited to announce that our Urgent Ortho Walk-In Clinic is now available on Saturdays at the Gun Barrel Road location. Open from 8 to noon, we're here to treat sprains, strains, fractures, and more. No appointment needed. So skip the long ER wait and get specialized orthopedic care fast. Visit us this Saturday at Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics Urgent Ortho. We're the center for expert care right when you need it. Learn more at sportmed.com.
We tend not to think about right now, but right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. When you give to the V Foundation, 100% of your donation goes directly to game-changing cancer research. Victory over cancer is there for the taking. By you. Donate at V.org, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Since 1993, Check Into Cash has offered cash solutions to our customers. The application process is simple, and the lending decisions are quick. If you've been approved, you can leave our store with cash in hand. Our loan options are built to handle life's small emergencies. We offer reliable payday loans and line of credit options. Visit our website at checkintocash.com to learn more about your options, and when you're ready, drop by our conveniently located stores in the Chattanooga area, including Cleveland and Athens, to apply. We also offer various in-store financial services like check cashing, money orders, wire transfers, and even gift card buyback. Take the first step toward a bright financial future. We're here to help and aim to be your one-stop money shop. Not all consumers will qualify. Eligibility, rates, terms, and conditions apply. Rates, restrictions, and fees apply to store services. Please call or visit your local store for details.
ESPN Cleveland 101.3 is powered by Duracell.
Cleveland Tire Center, locally owned and operated for over 45 years. Cleveland Tire, your one-stop auto care shop in Cleveland. North Lee Highway, where the name says it all.
Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Dr. James Gooden at Milligan Vein offers an office treatment that can make you look and feel better, and your procedure is covered by most insurance. Visit milliganvein.com or call Dr. Gooden today at 423-961-5682.
You can't run, you can't hide, but you can drive. Drive away from your credit challenges today at Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway. This is John Davis at Kia Cleveland announcing our credit forgiveness event. Our lenders will forgive your credit sins and your misdeeds and say yes to you and yes to financing your dream car. Plus, we'll take any trade in any condition and give you $7,000 over Kelly Blue Book fair value toward the purchase of any new Kia Sorento EX in our huge inventory. That's right, $7,000 more than your trade is worth. Don't forget it. I'll beat any deal from anywhere in Georgia, Tennessee, or Alabama. Drive away from your credit challenges today and come see me, John Davis, during our credit forgiveness event at Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee, where getting approved is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Looking for the dealer who's gonna give you more. Kia of Cleveland Superstore.
Subject to lender approval. Offers don't combine. Expires month end.
KiaofCleveland.com.
Hardee's original bag packs 2 full-size favorites, plus fries and a drink starting at $5.99. Pair any 2 items. Choose from a charbroiled double cheeseburger, hot ham and cheese, or hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Or choose 2 double cheeseburgers for just $1 more. A great big bag of original goodness starting at just $5.99. Only at Hardee's. Download the Hardee's app and join My Rewards for special offers. These items only. Tax not included. Price and participation may vary.
Got Got an injury that just can't wait? There's no need to delay your care. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is excited to announce that our Urgent Ortho Walk-In Clinic is now available on Saturdays at the Gun Barrel Road location. Open from 8 to noon, we're here to treat sprains, strains, fractures, and more. No appointment needed. So skip the long ER wait and get specialized orthopedic care fast. Visit us this Saturday at Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics Urgent Ortho. We're the center for expert care right when you need it. Learn more at sportmed.com.
For a quarter of a century, Mix 1041 has been taking you out to the ball games.
Swanson to first. The Braves are world champions.
Since 2000, Mix 1041 has been the home of the Atlanta Braves, and we're celebrating by giving away tickets to Atlanta Braves games all summer long. Listen for your chance to call or text to qualify. You can also register at the Mix socials on Facebook and Instagram. Braves 25 is presented by Cleveland Ford. Honest people, honest deals. From the Alon Planning Partners Weather Center, here's your forecast on ESPN Cleveland 1013. Visit them online at alonplanning.com or give them a call at 423-315-1441.
By the afternoon, we'll rebound into the mid-70s with plenty of sunshine, and then tonight we'll drop back into the mid to upper 50s. There will be the chance of a few showers after midnight, and for your Wednesday, highs ranging from the mid to upper 60s with scattered showers in the morning continuing through the afternoon. For the latest, download the Local 3 weather app. I'm Storm Alert meteorologist Clay Smith.
Your current Milligan Vane temperature is 74 degrees.
Hardees is hiring. Join the STAR team. Flexible scheduling, daily pay, free meals, 20% family discount, plus paid vacation for part-time and full-time employees. Apply in-store or online at hardees.com today.
Hey guys, this is Dan Good from Crown. Just reminding you that Crown Jeep is Cleveland and Bradley County's Jeep headquarters.
Cleveland Tire Center for over 45 years with the best name in tires: Bridgestone, Firestone, Goodyear, and Michelin. Northley Highway, Cleveland. Cleveland Tire Center, where the name says it all.
Do you suffer from unsightly leg veins? Are your legs turning brown or swelling? Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Do you have restless legs or leg cramps disturbing your sleep? These symptoms are signs of bad veins. Dr. James Gooden at Milligan Vane offers an office treatment that can make you look and feel better, and your procedure is covered by most insurance. Find more information online at milliganvane.com or call Dr. Gooden today at 423-961-5682 and get rid of those bad veins.
He who has the gold gets the players, which has been the golden rule of college football forever. That's the ultimate question we have to ask.
Braden, and I hear you, and I'm not trying to interrupt. And I think you make a great point. And, you know, the collectives were never part of the original NIL. The idea was a player's name, image, and likeness. He can go sell, you know, cars for the local, you know, Chevrolet dealership, or he can promote, you know, Applebee's restaurant and do a TV commercial and sell his name, image, and likeness. But unfortunately, because this was like the wild, wild west, these collectives developed at every university, including mine, and I'm an Auburn guy, and Jimmy Rain throws money at athletes and our program with no with impunity, and that's where I want to see regulation. I don't mind if the kids individually want to go out and broker their own deals through their own agents, but the collectives, we got to rein that in somehow.
I appreciate the call, John. Here's what I would say about I don't know what the right solution is. I don't want politicians getting involved in this because generally politicians don't understand the sport. Now, Tommy Tuberville happens to understand football. I don't know if he understands anything else, but that's just my opinion. I don't want politicians involved in solving problems in sports. I don't want Congress trying to legislate steroid use in baseball. It's not that baseball did a good job of it, but I want football people to be in charge of college football. And I want football people who care about the game to be the ones making the decisions. And so until we have there's no logical conclusion to this except for a unified governing set of guidelines for everybody. Now, the question is who is involved in that group of teams? Is it just the SEC and the Big Ten? Is it just the top 50? I mean, we've talked about this ad nauseum over the last few years. Where's it going to be? Where's it going to go? Now, I will put my hand up and say I was dead wrong about something from the beginning of this. I thought from the beginning, and this is to the caller's point here about, well, it was supposed to be about endorsing a product or, making a little money on the side because you really believe in this type of product in your community, or this local business in Tuscaloosa, or this local business in Gainesville, or this local business in Norman. And it very quickly, I thought that's what it was going to be. Hey, the market rate for a left guard just is not going to be that much. Well, it very quickly turned into, how do we overpay for recruits on the chance that they could be good? I mean, Nico's the perfect poster child of this. Like, Tennessee didn't think Nico was worth more than $2.2 million a year. That's their prerogative to think that. I could make the case, even though there are plenty of flaws in Nico's game last year for Tennessee, that he was not the player they paid for. If you are telling me that Nico as a senior in high school is worth $2 million market value, because that's what you paid him, as a backup quarterback to Joe Milton, he was worth $2 million because that's what you paid him. Last year, he got the team to the playoff, however much it was all about the defense.
The drive is currently having technical issues. We will be with you shortly.
If he takes another step in his development this year, which seems logical, why would he not be worth more than $2 million? So that's just where we are on this. Like, it became about recruiting. And I will put my hand up and say, I didn't necessarily expect it to get that out of control. I was wrong about that. That is absolutely the case. I did not expect business owners around the country to be like, yeah, I'll waste money on a prospect who's probably got a 35% chance of starting at our school. Sure, I'll give him $800,000 to come to, whatever school. I mean, I get it. People work really hard to become very successful so they can waste money on recruits. Like, I get it. Greg in Georgia. Greg, welcome to the Paul Feinbaum Show. What's up, Greg?
Hey, Brandon. I just wanted to talk to you about this NIL stuff, and I know you brought up that you don't really want Congress involved in it, and maybe that's not a good thing, but I don't trust the NCAA either. And there needs to be some kind of salary cap or something put on this, because there's a lot of players that are making way too much money, and a lot of players are not making hardly anything. And if anybody's ever played football, you know what the rigorous it is, and I don't even know what it is on the college level. But people need everybody. I like to see the players get a little bit of money, but I don't like to see them get to the point to where, oh well, you're only going to pay me $2 million, so I'm going to go here for I'm going to go to Texas and play because they're going to give me $4 million. And there needs to be some kind of cap, because a lot of the smaller schools that have been competitive in the past and everything, they're not going to be able to keep up.
Well, that's absolutely for sure. Greg, thank you for the call. Man, you are what the market will pay you. If a bunch of boosters want to waste money on a prospect who's unproven, this is America. They got a chance to do it. And the going rate for a quarterback starting in college football right now at the highest levels, let's say the SEC, the Big Ten, Clemson, whatever, I mean, it's over $2 million. Duke just paid a quarterback $2 million to transfer from Tulane. That's the cost of doing business. Left tackles, receivers, they're worth $1 million a year. That's what they're worth. Frankly, they might be worth more on the open market. But I agree it's inequitable, but that's the system we have built. And until I agree also, it's not the NCAA and it's not Congress. It's got to be a separate governing body that is formed out of thin air with the game's best interest at heart. That is what it's got to be. And I don't know when that can happen. 2030, 2031, I don't know. Whenever expansion happens, I don't know. 855-242-7285. 855-242-7285. More of your phone calls. Braden Gall, Paul Feinbaum Show, ESPN Radio.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
Amber and Ian cannot stand the Washington Capitals and Ovechkin.
Does it at some point wear thin not being in on Ovechkin?
I know.
Well, you kind of have to just throw up your hands and be like, all right, guy, kind of can't hate you so much anymore.
Blue Jackets, Caps. Hell, I don't even know how many years ago. When the Blue Jackets should have been up 3-0. You're not coming back from that. But it goes 2-1, and the rest is history.
Amber and Ian, weeknights at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
You have cancer. There's nothing you can do to prepare yourself.
Round 1 of chemotherapy. I'm going to fight it. I'm going to survive. There's no way I'm going to let this take over me.
Cancer doesn't care what you look like, who you are.
It may not save my life. It may save my children's lives. It may save someone you love.
You ready to get this cancer about you? Let's do it.
Live. Fight like hell. And when you get too tired to fight, let somebody else fight for you.
That's what they say of me, say of me, say of me. This one's a fighter.
Because of all the donations, mine is one of the lives that's been saved. 1, 2, 3. Never give up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Visit v.org/donate.
Earlier on Clinton and Friends.
I think the Warriors are the kind of squad that you can't count them out. They've done
Your new home for 24-hour sports coverage. ESPN Cleveland 1013. It's time for a Don Ledford of Cleveland traffic update on ESPN Cleveland 1013. Don Ledford Chevrolet Buick GMC, located on North Lee Highway in Cleveland. Or visit donledford.com for details. Don Ledford, where we say yes. It's on-time traffic with Commander Chuck.
Good afternoon. Still working with a couple of wrecks out here. It's gotten heavier. 153 coming up here past Lee Highway. It's cranking it pretty good now. East Brainerd stop and go right there at Gun Barrel as you continue East Brainerd out into the county. Building pretty good northbound. 75 traveling up through Cleveland, Bradley County. Hey, Blackstone Grill, Chattanooga's new restaurant. It's now open 3018 Cummings Highway in Lookout Valley. That's Blackstone Grill. Have dinner with them tonight. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
It's time for The Drive on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, presented by Hardees. We will bring you nonstop sports news from the national and local scene and everything in between. So buckle up and join in on the conversation. It's The Drive.
Don't take no style. Got a thirst for killing. Think about this, how that
Welcome back to The Drive, the Tuesday, May 6th edition, and we're live from Cleveland High School Bill Talley Stadium, the host site for the district championship game that we're roughly about 45 minutes away from. We apologize. We had some technical difficulties, and our guys at the station were making sure that we didn't ruin or mess up too much, so we appreciate them.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at ruining technology, so, the fact that they let me run the board yesterday is, a judgment call that I don't know that I would have made, but glad to be here, man. It's beautiful out here, a beautiful stadium, beautiful park to be at. The grass looks good, and all we've got left is a district championship to play.
Man, I'm excited, guys. I mean, I love the fact that we got two of the local teams out here. You got, Cleveland, Walker Valley. You can see both teams are psyched for this game. You can just look at them, and I'm excited. I think if you're out there and you have real plans today, come on out here to Bill Talley Stadium and check out a good baseball game between two local teams that they both are excited about being here. So I'm excited about the prospects of this Cleveland Walker Valley game.
Yeah, and listen, one thing that I'm excited about are these are two teams that, luckily for us, we know a lot of these kids. Jacob and I will be live right after the drive calling this game right here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. And we're excited for the opportunity that both of these teams continue to have moving forward in the postseason. Obviously, both will be advancing to the region tournament now that they've clinched this spot here in the district finals. Of course, Coach Tucker at Cleveland, his Raider team has had a phenomenal season this year going over here to Walker Valley. Listen, ups and downs, just calling a spade. They've had some high moments and they've had some low moments and some streaks that, they'd probably like to go back and play again if they had the opportunity. But this is a team that has really rode Titus Torbett to success, and they're in a good spot because of it.
Yeah, absolutely. A perspective that I'm going to have tonight is I've either coached or coached against a lot of these young men. And something I can say about the juniors and seniors of both of these groups is they were really successful as middle schoolers, and they've been very successful as high schoolers as well. And that's what's led them here to the district championship tonight. Something about Cleveland that sticks out, though, their bats are hot.
Right.
Boy, are they hot. And that's just something that Walker Valley has not been able to consistently do this season is score points. Something that the Raiders are doing is they're playing ABC baseball. Guys get on and they move them over and they put them into scoring position, and then they drive them in. That's kind of my key to Cleveland's success is just continue the bats being hot. They are absolutely seeing the baseball well.
Yeah, definitely you've got to get runs across the plate to win ball games. Unfortunately, talking about Walker Valley, they have not been able – there's been some games where they've had great pitching, solid pitching, but they've not been able to get enough runs on the board. That's going to be a huge difference in this game tonight. Obviously, the Walker Valley bats are going to have to show up to make this a competitive game. Listen, very excited to be here live once again with Jim Gum, Jacob Mason. I'm Andy Morris. You're listening to The Drive, and as I said, we're roughly about 40 minutes away from first pitch here for the district championship once again. Speaking of district championships, last night in the other district, District 6 4A, Bradley Central, for the third year in a row, our district champions, they defeated Ooltewah 5-4. So a lot has been going on locally here in high school baseball. And when it comes to these two districts, your three Bradley County teams are really running the show.
Do we know if the winner of this game, will they host? Do you know if they host or if they'll be having to travel?
Yes.
We know the loser will be traveling.
The district champions do host.
And then the team that loses will travel.
Yeah, we'll get confirmation on that, but that's how it used to be.
Yes, usually,
yeah.
well, it works. So, listen, I'm excited about this, man. It's like you said, we got all three teams locally that are going to be advancing. Bradley will be hosting. The winner of this game, we believe, will be hosting. So it's a great opportunity to come out here, watch some good baseball. You can tell these two teams are really psyched about playing each other. You can just see it on their faces. So, yeah, it's going to be fun out here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only are the fans starting to pile in, got a Bradley coach below us that's here with the clipboard, going to score the game.
Absolutely.
And see how things go. It's baseball time in this town. And luckily, we have three really, really good teams represented amongst the two county schools and the city school. And so if you're not doing anything tonight, come out, say what's up, and watch some really good baseball because these boys are about to put on a show tonight.
Yeah, once again, 3 seed in the district. Walker Valley is taking on host 1 seed Cleveland in the District 5 4A championship game, live here from Cleveland High School, Bill Talley Stadium. And again, we're going to be broadcasting live right here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, sponsored by our friends over at Wholesale Supply Group. So very thankful for Wholesale Supply Group for all their sponsorship and coverage that they're able to help us bring you of local high school sports. So again, we can talk a little bit about the journey to get to this point before we dive into our national coverage. For Bradley, they beat East Hamilton in their district, and really it was 2 dominant games from the Bears over East Hamilton. Tyler Cook on the mound in game 1 for them, had 8 strikeouts, only allowed 4 hits. And then in Game 2, Bradley beat East Hamilton 6-1 to sweep that 3-game series. Then, again, that was Bradley Central winning District 6. They won that first round against East Hamilton, went on last night and beat Ooltewah for the championship. So we do know the winner of this will be playing Ooltewah. Mm-hmm. The loser of this game here between Walker Valley and Cleveland tonight will be playing Bradley.
So that'll make it even more that much more exciting. Obviously, both teams want to win, but the I guess you call it the part that you are okay with is that even if you lose, you don't have to travel very far. You just go across town over to Bradley Central to play the Bears. So, yeah, it's interesting to see how all three teams in this city are playing really, really good baseball right now. And like you were talking about earlier, Jacob, the bats of Cleveland is the key. Can Walker Valley shut down this hot-hitting Raider team? And if they can, they'll be in it. But if Cleveland continues to put the ball in play like they have, it's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough.
Yeah, absolutely. Something that's also that sticks out as you look through the Raiders' schedule, not only do they score a lot of points, they do a good job of keeping other teams off the board. So that means that
okay, Jacob, we're going to stop right here.
Yeah.
A lot of runs.
You score runs in baseball, not points.
Sorry, folks.
Listen, he's used to coaching baseball,
I know
but calling basketball.
I know. I'm messing with him.
I'm stuck in basketball season, but not a lot of runs on the board. They do a good job of keeping people low, which means their defense is good and that their pitching is pretty dominant. So it's a tall task for this Walker Valley team to come here, to Cleveland High School and put some points up on the board. But I'll tell you what, I know they're ready for a fight.
Yeah, against a Cleveland team that really pitching has been just as solid as their hitting. If you want to look at their path to this point, Cleveland in Game 1 beat Ray County 8-0 behind the arm of Owen Golio, who only allowed one hit in a shutout win over 4-seed Ray County. And then in Game 2, the Blue Raiders won 10-4 with Colin Stewart on the mound getting the win in that game. So pitching has been solid for the Blue Raiders. And then obviously here we are in the championship game for Cleveland. Looking at Walker Valley's path here, that series went all the way, all 3 games, which was a competitive series in the regular season as well in the district. Walker Valley over McMinn 3-1 to take Game 1. That was 6-1 in Game 1. Senior pitcher Titus Torbett only allowed 4 hits, 1 run, 10 strikeouts, and during that game got his 100th strikeout of the season. In Game 2, it was all McMinn, 7-2 over the Mustangs. And then in Game 3, it seemed like it just finished last night. Walker Valley over McMinn, 3-1 to take the series once again on the arm of Titus Torbett, who, listen, Walker Valley were the beneficiaries of some rainy weather that allowed Titus to get back on the mound.
We haven't confirmed this, but it's possible that he has set the single season strikeout record. You were talking about that earlier today. We'll probably get some information about that later, but this kid has had a dynamite season, and he is the ace. But unfortunately, he can't be on the mound tonight. But still, it's a talented team, pitching-wise. So if they can just, hit their spots from the mound, keep these Cleveland bats at bay, if you will.
Absolutely. Listen, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, we're going to talk more baseball as we're covering Atlanta Braves. Got a win last night over the Cincinnati Reds in a little bit of a stressful game as far as seeing one of the Reds players go down with an injury that was very unfortunate. We're going to talk about that. Going to talk about the great pitching effort last night from A.J. Smith-Shaver from the Braves. Yep. And also we're going to talk some more stuff going on in college football. We'll be right back here on The Drive live from Cleveland High School, Bill Talley Stadium.
Some mornings call for a little extra comfort. Introducing Hardee's new home-style breakfast burritos with cheese, fluffy egg, crispy hash browns, breakfast sausage, bacon, and sliced ham in a warm tortilla served with a side of Texas Pete hot sauce. Home-style breakfast burritos, only at Hardee's. Goodness in the making. My rewards members get a free blueberry biscuit or sausage biscuit when you order on the app. Limited time only. Exclusions may apply by time of day. See app for terms.
Got an injury that just can't wait? There's no need to delay your care. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is excited to announce that our Urgent Ortho Walk-In Clinic is now available on Saturdays at the Gun Barrel Road location. Open from 8 to noon, we're here to treat sprains, strains, fractures, and more. No appointment needed. So skip the long ER wait and get specialized orthopedic care fast. Visit us this Saturday at Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics Urgent Ortho. We're the center for expert care right when you need it. Learn more at sportmed.com.
Listen to the Alon Exchange, hosted by financial professionals Jay and Brittany Hagee, owners of Alon Planning Partners. Each week, they discuss all things financial and answer your questions about investing, preparing for retirement, paying down debt, and more. The Alon Exchange, Saturdays at 7 a.m. on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Don't miss the Paul Feinbaum Show, weekday afternoons from 2 until 5 on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Always topical, always entertaining. Paul Feinbaum on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, presented by Hardees.
Check Into Cash is your one-stop money shop and has been helping customers with cash solutions since 1993. If you're short on cash and need a little help to overcome a financial hurdle, we're here for you. Our Chattanooga area stores, including Cleveland and Athens, offer payday loans and flex line of credit options. We understand that doing the research for these loans can be overwhelming. That's why we strive to make the application process simple and convenient. We also provide quick in-store services like check cashing, money orders, wire transfers, and even gift card buyback. Want to learn more about your options? Visit our website at checkintocash.com. Our lending decisions are made quickly, and if approved, you can have cash in hand. Take the first step toward a bright financial future. We're here to help. Not all consumers will qualify. Eligibility, rates, terms, and conditions apply. Rates, restrictions, and fees apply to store services. Please call or visit your local store for details.
ESPN Cleveland 101.3 is powered by Duracell.
Make sure your vehicle is winter ready with a visit to Cleveland Tire Center, providing full-service auto care, including oil changes and brake service, plus a lot more. Cleveland Tire Center, North Lee Highway, Cleveland, where the name says it all.
Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Dr. James Gooden at Milligan Vein offers an office treatment that can make you look and feel better, and your procedure is covered by most insurance. Visit milliganvein.com or call Dr. Gooden today at 423-961-5682.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardees. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPN Cleveland 101.3.com.
Here on a beautiful Tuesday, May 6th, and we're live from Cleveland High School's Bill Talley Stadium, which is the host site for the district championship baseball game that's going to happen at 6 o'clock between Walker Valley and host Cleveland. Once again, that's the District 5 4A championship game live here at Bill Talley Stadium on the beautiful campus of Cleveland High School. And this is really a perfect day for baseball. Once again, I'm with Jim Gum and Jacob Mason. I'm Andy Morris. Very excited to be here with you guys.
Well, I tell you what, it is a beautiful day out here. And I don't know if you guys played a lot of baseball. I played a ton. I loved a cloudy day like this. When there's no clouds in the sky, it actually is more difficult to judge a fly ball. When it's like this, you have perspective and stuff like that. So it's a great day out here. Just a little breeze.
Jim played back in the day when they had the flip downs. You
got that
the shades
right.
down.
Right. Yeah, that's right. We weren't like you guys that put the shades on top of the hat and then you lose the ball in the sun.
Yep, that happens, unfortunately. Yeah, but, you know, we've talked a lot of high school baseball. For just a second here, we're going to cover some high school softball. Once again, you talk about our local teams doing a great job, and that is exactly what is happening right now. Walker Valley defeated Cleveland, number 1 seed in the district. Walker Valley defeated 2 seed Cleveland 4-3 last night to advance to the championship finals. So the feisty Phillies are sitting there waiting to see who their opponent is going to be in the championship finals. Tonight, the Cleveland Lady Raiders take on Ray County, and the winner of that game will advance to that championship finals against Walker Valley, and that will happen at 7 o'clock tonight. So someone's going to have to play a doubleheader, and the Feisty Phillies are just kind of hanging out in the finals waiting to see who they're going to play between Cleveland and Ray County.
Where is that game being held? Do you know?
So I believe, I don't want to tell you wrong, but I believe that is at McMinn. I think it was at McMinn.
Okay. I think you're right because that's what you said yesterday. So, yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
That sounds right.
I believe McMinn was hosting the entire tournament. So, going over to that other district, we've talked about it. Cleveland and Walker Valley are in one district. Bradley is in the other district. Yep. The Barretts, Bradley Central Barretts, Coach Caden Ricketts, head coach for the Barretts, is a good friend of mine, and we had the opportunity to talk a little bit earlier today. And unfortunately, they lost last night 4-0 to a tough Ooltewah team. So today, the Barretts are playing Howard. That game will be at 5 p.m. at Frost Stadium in Chattanooga. That is the home of the UTC Lady Mocs, and their entire district tournament has been played down there at Frost Stadium on the artificial turf in a college stadium, which is really neat.
Have you ever been there?
It's beautiful.
It is absolutely spectacular, man. Chattanooga is proud to have a facility like that because, man, they can host some big-time tournaments there. For any age group, if you will. But, yeah, so it's a facility that Chattanooga is, gosh, I guess it's been there at least 10, 15 years
Yeah,
now.
it's hard to believe, but I think you're right.
Yeah.
Seems new still.
It does. I mean, and Jim Frost, I don't know if any of y'all ever knew him. What a great guy. I used to umpire a lot of the Frost Falcons. He was the guy that sponsored those teams, but he was always so nice to me. And as a guy that umpired a lot, it was always refreshing to have a guy who appreciated the umpire. So I miss that guy. He was a really good guy.
So while we're on the topic, I've got a question. We're talking about district play, and right now we're having a district championship game. Bradley, secured theirs as well. Doesn't it feel odd, though, that these teams are not in the same district? I know this is a problem that we've had for years, and I like the fact that we have the ability that all three are advancing to the region play.
Yes.
But it just feels so weird that 3 miles down the road, Bradley High School is not in the same district as a Cleveland and as a Walker Valley.
And a lot of that has to do with Hamilton County, quite frankly, with a lot of schools in Hamilton County dropping classifications. Now your only 4A schools in Hamilton County are Howard, East Hamilton, and Ooltewah.
Yeah.
And with schools like Soddy Daisy and Red Bank, their enrollment decreasing. That's kind of where you've ran into that problem because they used to keep those teams down there, and then up here was Bradley, Cleveland, Walker Valley, McMinn, Ray, etc. So, yeah, it is odd, but to the point that you made, I'm honestly glad because we know how tough Travis Adams teams are year in and year out over at Bradley, and they're making the region tournament. They've won the district, and here we are with Walker Valley and Cleveland playing for a district title. So I love the opportunity specifically for the kids here in our community.
And I get it, the enrollment thing, but to me, geography should trump enrollment, even if it's just slightly and off, if the numbers are off a little bit. I just think geography should play a little bit bigger part than it does. But listen, that's the TSSAA.
Yeah, I agree. I like the ability for all these teams to continue their postseason, because, again, at the end of the day, here at the radio station, but I think if you're just a good human in general, you want all these kids in this town to be successful and to have as much baseball as possible. So for the ability for all of them to advance, I love it. It just feels so weird that they're not a district matchup that we're seeing where we get 3-game series. And, Walker Valley and Bradley played one time this year. And,
that's the thing that gets
get one in that rained out, and that just feels so odd.
Yeah,
to
it
me.
definitely does.
Yeah, that's the thing is the regular season, the lack of matchups in the regular season, I think should be greater than it is. But, hey, it is what it is.
Hey, real quick, Mother Like No Other giveaway that's happening. Started yesterday, going till the 9th. Perry's Petals, they're giving a dozen roses. Old Fort Restaurant, dinner for 4. And Baskin Robbins is donating a Polar Pizza. All you got to do to sign your mom up to win is go on to ESPN Cleveland 1013.com. They're going to announce a winner Friday morning on Mixed Mornings with Stephen Bridget at 7:30 a.m. So once again, Mother Like No Other giveaway, Perry's Pedals, Old Fort Restaurant, Baskin Robbins. Sign your mom up right now on ESPN Cleveland 1013.com. And again, they're going to announce that winner Friday morning at 7:30 a.m. with Stephen Bridget. So listen, we've talked a lot of local stuff, and we've talked about having to travel for district and things like that, and geography making sense. Jacob and I were talking to the coach at Polk County, Coach Davis, about how now in high school football, Polk County, their region is so big because there's not another school within close proximity that's in their same classification. So they're traveling all over East Tennessee now.
I know, it's crazy. And who was it that had to play their games at Polk County because their stadium was like 5 miles too far?
I believe it was at
Tellico
Copper
Plains?
Basin.
Was it Tellico Plains?
It was either Tellico Plains or Copper Basin.
One of those two.
Yeah.
One of those two. Yeah, they had to play the game.
That was basketball.
At Polk. Was it basketball?
Yeah.
That's right, it was basketball. So they had to play the games at Polk County because of the mileage restrictions that the TWSA puts. I get it. You know, it's a hard line, but sometimes the line needs to be a little grayed out. So, but that's just my opinion. I hate the fact that a team that they got away and they won it anyway, but it's the fact that they weren't able to play on their home court. They had to play at Polk County.
Yeah, there should be like a common sense rule.
A common sense rule.
You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, there has to be a mile marker that they say, okay, like if it's 100, whatever it is, but like if it's 3 miles over, like that's a drive from here to Bradley High School right down the road. That's not that big of a deal. If it's 15 miles, okay,
I get that. That's
fine.
You're right. The common sense rule.
Common sense rule, or like a trump there that allows you to bypass that. But I agree. It's the enrollment numbers. At the end of the day, there is a competitive advantage if a school like Bradley has 1,800 kids in it. They don't need to be playing a Saudi Daisy that has 800. That's But again, it's hard to send them to Chattanooga in those 3-game series when the rivalries here
exactly
mean something.
Hey, speaking of common sense, you're listening to The Drive on ESPN Cleveland 1013, and we don't have a whole lot of that on this show. We just like having a whole lot of fun.
Lack thereof.
Yeah, lack thereof. But hey, Mayfield Ice Cream, huge sponsor of The Drive and the Atlanta Braves. Turn your freezer into your own personal ice cream shop with Mayfield Dairy's latest products, the Sunday Delights Ice Cream Cups. They're now available in 5 flavors: peanut butter candy pieces, cookies and cream. Yeah, that's right. Jacob grinned when I said cookies and cream.
I've already got a story for
Original
you.
Chocolate fudge, original caramel, and original fudge.
Brother, I went down the deep end the other night, and I needed some sweets, and I went in and got a Mayfield cookies and cream, and I took out the Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies and crunched them up and put it into the ice cream. And bro,
things are getting real.
It was a game changer.
Someone call Scotty Mayfield and give him the Thin Mint, the cookie, Girl Scout cookie idea. That's awesome.
Did you share it with your family?
No, they were asleep. It was a dark moment late at night.
Dark moment. Hey, listen, since we're talking Mayfield ice cream, before we dive into our Atlanta Braves who are getting it done right now, last night I made the entire family milkshakes. And the handmade, just take the spoon, get in there and get after it milkshakes. And those were good because
you did it by hand? You don't have a blender?
I did it by hand.
Oh, my God.
And put a little Nestle Quick in the girls. They requested chocolate. So, but listen, I used Mayfield ice cream, and they were absolutely delicious. A little Mayfield ice cream, a little Mayfield milk, and some Nesquik. That's all it takes. Good stuff.
It sounds more like a Frosty than it does a milkshake if you do it by hand. It'd be really, really thick.
It was thick.
Yeah, so it's more like a Frosty.
It was awesome. It was great. Hey, so thanks again to Mayfield Dairy for all of our Braves coverage here on The Drive. Got to talk about what the Atlanta Braves are doing right now. Just some quick updates before we dive into last night's action. Ronald Acuna is still going through rehab in Florida. It was said he was going to have to go back to L.A. That is not the case. He's going to be able to stay in Florida until he begins his rehab assignment in the very near future. They're kind of guesstimating at the time that it's going to be close to the end of this month, but there is no official set timetable. They're just going to kind of monitor his progress. Also, Spencer Strider threw a long toss session on Sunday, and they said he is progressing nicely, and that was from manager Brian Snitker. So looking forward to those guys getting back into the mix for the Atlanta Braves, for a team that right now sitting at 16-18, third in the National League East. Last night, the Braves beat the Cincinnati Reds 4-0 as A.J. Smith-Shawver took a no-hitter into the 8th inning before giving up a single to Reds second baseman Santiago Espinal. And listen, that was such a fun game up until the point that I believe it was in the bottom of the 4th inning when the injury took place.
Tyler Callahan.
Yeah, Tyler Callahan, the left fielder for the Cincinnati Reds. But what a phenomenal job by A.J. Smith-Shawver, the starting pitcher for the Braves. Took that no-hitter into the 8th inning. And that moment where that injury took place, and I've got it on here, I believe it was in the 4th inning.
Yep.
That was a questionable moment where the Braves scored some runs.
It was an inside-the-park home run. Do you think it should have been ruled the way it was, or do you think
I'm going to be honest,
had the catch?
So
did he complete the catch?
Yeah, Reds manager Terry Francona came out and even said, listen, he caught the ball, hit the wall, but the rule clearly states you have to maintain the catch to transfer the ball to the throwing hand. But
when you break your arm,
the guy made the catch, hits the wall. You can see. I do not recommend you watching it, but you can see his arm break in the middle of his forearm.
Oh, it hurt.
And then as he hits the ground, he maintained the catch, but then the ball came out because he lost control of his broke arm.
Yeah.
So listen, that's such a unique scenario. I see where you have to have that rule to maintain and then make a baseball move to get the ball, because sometimes we see plays at second base on the transfer where they don't successfully make the transfer to the throwing hand, but they still call it an out because they maintain the catch.
Yep.
In this scenario, that I feel like that was the case.
Either way, I mean, the way the Reds were swinging the bats, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
They got one hit for the entire night. By the way, Callahan did have surgery today. He's out for 2 months.
Listen, only his 4th major league game. He's a rookie. Seems like a great guy, and I know the Braves organization on X reached out, and a lot of the fans were applauding him as he walked off the field. So
I believe he started the year in Chattanooga, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he started in Chattanooga, went up to Louisville, and did really well up there. That's why he was brought up to the big league club today, or just a couple weeks ago.
I just noticed something, and I've got to point this out for our listeners. I'm the only one up here wearing a hat. I've got a full head of hair, and I'm sitting in the shade. And then we got Jacob and Jim over here who are just supporting.
We got to get a full tan on our heads, though.
Supporting the maturity.
It's tan season, bro.
It's tan season, man.
Hey.
We don't want to look like idiots with a white head and a brown face.
I'm going to Gulf Shores in like 3 weeks, and if I don't get a base layer on, I'm telling you, it's going to be rough.
As soon as I started talking, Jacob just looked at me like, really, we going there?
Well, he rubbed my head like for good luck or something, like we were about to, start a new chapter of something. But, it's that injury was ugly.
Oh, gosh.
But another thing that was a storyline was the no-hitter, and then it popped up on my phone from ESPN. Then it gets broken the next inning. Did you see Blooper's tweet?
Yeah, they weren't happy. They called ESPN out for announcing that A.J. Smith-Shawver for the Braves had a no-hitter going into the 8th inning, and sure enough, the very first batter right up the middle.
Okay, I got a real problem with that. It's not the announcers that can't say it. It's the guys in the dugout.
I agree.
The announcers have nothing to do. It's the tradition is don't say anything as a teammate.
Jim, my wife yells at me at home. In that situation, if I would have yelled to her, who's in the other bedroom watching Netflix or whatever, if I would have said, "Hey, Lauren, AJ's got a no-hitter going in," she would have said, "What are you doing talking about it?" That's my wife. So.
Yeah, they have messed that tradition up. It was never on the broadcast. It was always the guys in their teammates. Not the announcers or the people in the stands.
Well, but as a fan at home, do you ever feel like you got to wear the same stuff or like
no. I've never been like that.
I've worn the same hat since Georgia won a national championship.
Is it? I mean, have you washed it or?
No,
it
started white.
Reeks.
It started white. Now it's brown.
It reeks.
Yep.
Well, listen. So I'm one of those fans that I don't. As a competitor, I never worried about any of that stuff. I trusted in my preparation and my mindset to carry me in what I was doing. But as a fan, the way I look at it is the butterfly effect. That whatever little thing I can do to affect the game, Now, is me sitting on my couch at home wearing the same hat or the same jersey going to
Absolutely, it's going to do something.
And that's where I disagree. Now,
I'm just not one of those guys.
If I'm in the stadium, it's a different thing. Like, you know what? If I'm sitting front row down the third baseline and I see Austin Riley and I say, Austin, you're getting a bomb today, buddy, I think I've had a direct butterfly effect on the moment. So it just depends. It's situationally for me. But again, the Braves getting it done behind the arm of A.J. Smith-Shawver ended the game with only one hit. And as a matter of fact, I've got it on here somewhere. We're in the direct sunlight, and it's getting a little shady on my computer here. But the Braves were able to maintain that one hitter to finish the game, and I believe that it was Inyel De Los Santos who came in for the Braves in the ninth inning and finished things up there. So that was a great pitching effort by those two.
Did you hear I don't know which broadcast I was watching both the Reds and the Braves broadcast. On the Reds broadcast, they made comment that he was a really top-notch quarterback, okay? And he could throw a football 85 yards in the air. That's a strong arm right there.
That sure
and
is.
He was proving it last night. He looked great.
Yeah, and of course, offensively for the Braves, the third inning was it. Nick Allen, Alex Verdugo, and Austin Riley continue to contribute as Verdugo drove in Allen to start the scoring for Atlanta, and then Riley then scored Verdugo with a line drive to center field, making it 2-0. And then right after that was that scary moment when Matt Olson had the 2-run inside the park home run as, once again, Reds rookie left fielder Tyler Callahan went down with that broken arm. So ultimately, it was not an explosive offensive game really for either team outside of that fourth inning.
I think it's safe to say that we witnessed the only inside-the-park home run in Matt Olson's career.
Listen, the slowest guy on the Atlanta Braves.
By far.
There is no doubt about it. But listen, to the Reds' credit, the center fielder for the Reds ran over as the play, and the last thing he was worried about was that baseball.
Right. He was checking on his teammate.
He could tell that it was a serious situation and tended to his teammate. And in that situation, chalk it up. Yeah, inside the park home run, so what? Yep. And I know Matt Olson felt bad about it. His post-game interview, he even gave a shout-out to Tyler Callahan. So us here at The Drive definitely hope and pray for the best as he underwent surgery today, and hope he has a speedy recovery.
They said he'll be out for 2 months. So
get back on the diamond for the big clubs. All we're wanting for him. Get him back to the big show.
Absolutely.
Tonight, the Braves, who are 11-5 over their last 16, take on Ellie De La Cruz and the Cincinnati Reds in Game 2 of the 4-game series. First pitch at 7:15. Chris Sale on the mound for the Braves. And Andrew Abbott, who's had a pretty good season so far for Cincinnati. You'll be able to catch that game on Mix 104.1, presented by Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. I'm wanting to power them up like Duracell. But yeah, presented by Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. Again, that game, first pitch, 7:15 on Mix 104.1. ESPN Cleveland, we will have the district championship game here between Cleveland and Walker Valley.
Yeah, so it should be a fun night of baseball, whether you're sitting at home watching the Reds and Braves, or you come out here to Bill Talley Stadium to watch the Raiders and the Mustangs. So it should be a fun night for baseball. Beautiful day out here. Like you said, hey, the stands are filling up, guys. You better get out here quickly. So, hey, before we take this break, I want to remind everyone out there that Duracell in Cleveland right now is hiring mechanical skilled technicians, $22.17 to $27 per hour. Excellent benefits beginning on day number 1. Medical, dental, and vision insurance, paid vacation, holiday pay, 401k, tuition reimbursement, that's big, guys, and more. Apply now at Duracell.com. That's Duracell.com. You're listening to The Drive, and we'll be back after these messages.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardees.
You can't run, you can't hide, but you can drive. Drive away from your credit challenges today at Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway. This is John Davis at Kia Cleveland announcing our credit forgiveness event. Our lenders will forgive your credit sins and your misdeeds and say yes to you and yes to financing your dream car. Plus, we'll take any trade in any condition and give you $7,000 over Kelly Blue Book fair value toward the purchase of any new Kia Sorento EX in our huge inventory. That's right, $7,000 more than your trade is worth. Don't forget it. I'll beat any deal from anywhere in Georgia Georgia, Tennessee, or Alabama. Drive away from your credit challenges today and come see me, John Davis, during our credit forgiveness event at Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee, where getting approved is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Looking for the dealer who's gonna give you more. Kia of Cleveland Superstore.
Subject to lender approval. Offers don't combine. Expires month end.
KiaofCleveland.com.
Hardee's original bag packs 2 full-size favorites, plus fries and a drink starting at $5.99. Pair any 2 items. Choose from a charbroiled double cheeseburger, hot ham and cheese, or hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Or choose 2 double cheeseburgers for just $1 more. A great big bag of original goodness starting at just $5.99. Only at Hardee's. Download the Hardee's app and join My Rewards for special offers. These items only. Tax not included. Price and participation may vary.
Got an injury that just can't wait? There's no need to delay your care. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is excited to announce that our Urgent Ortho Walk-In Clinic is now available on Saturdays at the Gun Barrel Road location. Open from 8 to noon, we're here to treat sprains, strains, fractures, and more. No appointment needed. So skip the long ER wait and get specialized orthopedic care fast. Visit us this Saturday at Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics Urgent Ortho. We're the center for expert care right when you need it. Learn more at sportmed.com.
When it comes to your vascular health, you have a choice. Don't wait weeks for an appointment or settle for less than the best. At the Vascular Institute of Chattanooga, we make it easy. Timely appointments where you're seen in days, not weeks. No referral needed. We're the only vascular practice in the region to accept self-referrals. And we have 6 convenient locations. Expert care, always close to home. Choosing VIC means choosing the regional leaders in vascular care, where experience, convenience, and advanced treatment come together for you. Your health, your choice. Choose VIC. Call today or visit vascularinstituteofchattanooga.com.
For a quarter of a century, Mix 1041 has been taking you out to the ball games.
Swanson to first. The Braves are world champions.
Since 2000, Mix 1041 has been the home of the Atlanta Braves, and we're celebrating by giving away tickets to Atlanta Braves games all summer long. Listen for your chance to call or text to qualify. You can also register at the Mix socials on Facebook and Instagram. Braves 25 is presented by Cleveland Ford. Honest people, honest deals.
Have you seen what happens when a weed eater gets too close to vinyl siding? Ouch! Choose steel siding from Best Buy Metals, available in board and batten and lap siding options. Permanent siding from Best Buy Metals is custom manufactured to the half-inch for a perfect fit. Stop by a showroom or go to bestbuymetalroof.com to learn how you can protect your structure.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardees. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
Welcome back to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland 1013. Again, live here at Cleveland High School on a beautiful day as we get ready to watch the district championship for the, let me make sure I get this district right. I know that Bradley is District 6. Yeah, this is District 5 4A. And did we just lose connection? So hopefully we still have you here with us. We're trying to get it figured out right now. But once again, we're live here at Cleveland High School for the district championship. Rally and Cleveland. Announced that Notre Dame and Clemson are set to ink a 12-year deal to play annually from 2027 to 2038.
I love it. I love it, man. You got 2 powerhouse programs like Notre Dame and Clemson. I know that they've been playing occasionally with that deal that Notre Dame has with the ACC, but the fact that this is 12 consecutive years, so I love it. I think it's great for college football. I commend Notre Dame and I commend Clemson for doing this.
Yeah, with the expanded playoffs as well, it's never a bad idea to add a good opponent such as those two teams. So having that on the schedule every year, something we talked about off air is, man, what a rivalry that's going to start being after 12 years of being able to do that back and forth. And I foresee a lot of really good games. And what two personalities between Marcus Freeman, who really, in my opinion, is just kind of duck your head, do your job, and go about your business. And then Dabo, is one of those personalities, once you get him on a mic, you never know what's going to come out of his mouth in the sense of the NIL, name, image, and likeness of Jesus and all that stuff. He's always been a character, but can he get back into that winning pedigree now that college football has changed with, their transfer portal and with NIL money? Is he willing to adapt? We're starting to see that he is.
I think he's coming along. I think he's slowly but surely coming along. He realizes what it takes to win, and he's going to have to dip his toe into it, and I think he is. And like I said, I think it's great for college football. It's great for Notre Dame. It's great for Clemson. Now Notre Dame's got for the next 4 years, they're playing Clemson, they're playing Navy, playing USC, and they're playing Stanford. You got those 4, and then you've got 8 other teams that, they will mix them in from time to time.
Yeah, as a Notre Dame fan, I'm really excited about the matchup because each of the last 8 times they've played have been absolutely phenomenal, exciting games. And they've been meaningful games. Now, with Notre Dame, they still have that 5-game ACC tie-in. Stanford now also a part of the ACC along with Clemson. So those are going to account for 2 of those 5 games annually for Notre Dame where they cross-play with the ACC, which they're basically a partial football member of the ACC. Obviously, they can't play for an ACC championship, but you're still going to get to see those games between Florida State and Notre Dame and Georgia Tech and Notre Dame and Miami and Notre Dame. So as a Notre Dame fan, I'm really excited about having the consistency of that Clemson game. And not only that, really the Stanford game as well. You think, well, Stanford's terrible now. They're not very good right now. But what that does for recruiting exposure out in California is huge for Notre Dame.
Listen, I think it's good for them. And I'll tell you what, I loved it. One of my biggest regrets is back in the 90s, Notre Dame came to Knoxville to play Tennessee. And I had an opportunity to go to the game. I didn't go.
Was that the game where Notre Dame was up like 31?
Rocket Ismail returned a punt in that game.
Yeah.
Okay, that was how long that was. I had a chance, and I chose not to go. Man, that was a great game. Well, Tennessee made a furious comeback. Now, Notre Dame won the game, but Notre Dame won. Tennessee won at Notre Dame, and then Notre Dame won not in Knoxville.
So there's been some epic games in that series. I know that Notre Dame was up big in South Bend. That's one I was thinking of.
The missed field goal.
Yes, and Tennessee came back from like 31-3, I believe, and came back and won the game. So
yeah, that was amazing, and that was that 2-game series there. So, I'm glad to see this.
Once again, we're live here from Cleveland High School, Bill Talley Stadium, where the District 6 4A championship game is about to take place between Walker Valley and number 1 seed host Cleveland. Excited to be here. With that, that's the end of the drive. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have complete game coverage right here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3 of the District 6 championship game, live here from Cleveland. Jim, hey, great show again. Glad to have you with us. Jacob Mason and I will be on the call for the baseball game. Jim, you're welcome to stick around. I know you got dinner plans, but
I'm going to go eat me some ice cream, man, with some Girl Scout cookies crumbled into them.
Jacob set a standard. You've been listening to the drive. We appreciate you guys hanging with us. We'll be back with you tomorrow.
From the Alon Planning Partners Weather Center, here's your forecast on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Visit them online at alonplanning.com or give them a call at 423-315-1441.
By the afternoon, we'll rebound into the mid-70s with plenty of sunshine, and then tonight we'll drop back into the mid to upper 50s. There will be the chance of a few showers after midnight, and for your Wednesday, highs ranging from the mid to upper 60s with scattered showers in the morning continuing through the afternoon. For the latest, download the Local 3 weather app. I'm Storm Alert meteorologist Clay Smith.
Your current Milligan Vane temperature is 74 degrees.
Hardees is hiring. Join the Star Team. Flexible scheduling, daily pay, free meals, 20% family discount, plus paid vacation for part-time and full-time employees. Apply in-store or online at hardees.com today.
Hey guys, this is Dan Good from Crown. Just reminding you that Crown Ram is Cleveland and Bradley County's Ram headquarters.
Cleveland Tire Center. Locally owned and operated for over 45 years. Cleveland Tire, your one-stop auto care shop in Cleveland. North Lee Highway, where the name says it all.
Do you suffer from unsightly leg veins? Are your legs turning brown or swelling? Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Do you have restless legs or leg cramps disturbing your sleep? These symptoms are signs of bad veins. Dr. James Gooden at Milligan Vein offers an office treatment that can make you look and feel better, and your procedure is covered by most insurance. Find more information online at milliganvein.com or call Dr. Gooden today at 423-961-5682 and get rid of those bad veins.
From the Kia of Cleveland Studios, this is ESPN Cleveland 1013, WCLE HD2 Cleveland, W267BI Cleveland, ESPN Cleveland 1013.
The top of the hour is presented by Best Buy Metals, making the top of your house the best it can be. Visit bestbuymetalroofing.com.
Tonight. We'll break down what's about to happen tonight here at Cleveland High School.
Feeling like your home needs a refresh? Visit the showroom at Wholesale Supply. From kitchen and bath to beautiful lighting and faucets, we have what you need to transform your space. Start your project today at wholesalesupply.us to find a location near you.
Cleveland Ford is weeding out the competition. Get below Ford factory employee pricing. Plus, every vehicle sold comes with a $500 Amazon gift card. 2024 F-150 up to $19,995 off MSRP. Select 2025 Escape models starting at $23,995. Ask for Crazy Craig or visit clevelandford.com to secure your $500 Amazon gift card. Honest people, honest deals, and only the $39 oil change. For well-qualified buyers plus tax title and $7.99 closing fee on select models. See for details. Offer ends 5/31/2025. ESPN Radio returns to Southeast Tennessee. ESPN Cleveland 1013 FM is the new home of the Paul Feinbaum Show, The Drive, and more of your favorite shows. Listen on air or at ESPNCleveland1013.com. ESPN Cleveland 1013 FM.
Welcome back. We are live here from Cleveland High School for the district tournament. Andy, I can't wait to call this game, man. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's the championship game of the District 6 4A district. And listen, there's a great crowd here at Cleveland High School Bill Talley Stadium for the game tonight. And, of course, there should be a lot of excitement around this game. Walker Valley had to battle their way back against a very tough McMinn team. On the other hand, you've got Cleveland, who was just absolutely dominant in their series with Ray County, showing why they are the 1 seed.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Cleveland Coach Tucker has done a phenomenal job, and if you've listened to us this week, you've heard me talk about their bats are hot, and they're not letting a lot of runs go across the plate. So they're doing a good job playing overall baseball. But the most impressive thing is once runners get on, they're sending them around the bases, man. It's nothing like they're not hitting a lot of home runs or anything like that. They're just playing good ABC baseball. Put the ball in play, make good things happen. And Coach Tucker's got his Cleveland Raiders geared up and ready to go. Walker Valley, on the other hand, we talked about calling a spade, has struggled hitting the ball consistently this year. A great pitching effort by Titus Torbett. Anytime that he is on the mound, they have a really good chance of winning. But they pitched him to get here, and ultimately you want to be here. If you go here, you move on. So both of these teams are not done playing baseball after today, which is the great thing. But hosting and having that district championship is on the line tonight.
Yeah, on the mound for the Cleveland Blue Raiders is Tyler Gardner, and he's getting his warm-up pitches in right now. We're going to go ahead and go on over to the starting lineup and batting order for the Walker Valley Mustangs. Leading off, number 23, Owen Sneed. He will be playing shortstop tonight. Batting second, the starting pitcher for the Mustangs tonight, number 4, Brody Owenby. Batting third, number 22, first baseman, and you talked about him a minute ago, phenomenal pitcher for the Mustangs, won't be on the mound tonight, Titus Torbett. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 6, Jordan Smith. Batting fifth, number 16, second baseman Xander Neuendorf. Batting 6th, the freshman right fielder number 19, Micah Stone. Batting 7th, number 28, the designated hitter Tice Canals. Batting 8th, Michael Pledge, the senior left fielder. And batting 9th, Hayden Harrison, the center fielder for the Mustangs. And Nate Wooten will be playing third base.
So Owen Snead takes ball 1 there. Something about Owen is he's going to see a lot of pitches. He does a good job of pitch selection, and he's going to take his first strike. So a 1-1 count here for Owen Snead.
Yeah, one thing that we've seen from Owen this year, and part of the reason that he is leading off for Walker Valley, is his patience at the plate.
So the wind-up. Snead ready. And he fouls that one off, so it is going to be 1-2 here for Snead. But you're right. He does such a good job of being patient and really seeing the pitch that he wants to take on.
Yeah, and Tyler Gardner, starting pitcher for the Blue Raiders tonight, is definitely attacking. He's not trying to make anybody miss off the plate early here. He is absolutely going after the hitter. As I say that, he throws one in the other batter's box.
Which you're way ahead of the count.
It happens.
He's probably trying to get Owen to chase. So they're going to be 2-2, and he's quick at work for this next one. Pitch is delivered, and Owen swings for strike 3, so that's going to be the first K of the night for the Raiders.
Yeah, and like I said, the way he's attacking the zone, Gardner for Cleveland, if he can do that tonight, we're either going to see a lot of strikeouts or we're going to see a lot of balls put in play by the Mustangs, depending on how his stuff goes.
Absolutely. So next up for the Mustangs is Brody Oimby. I believe he's also pitching for the Mustangs tonight. He fouls off the first pitch, so that'll be 0-1.
Yes, he is the starting pitcher, and Brody Oimby's a young man who has definitely logged a lot of time in the varsity lineup for the Mustangs. Starting last year, he's only a junior.
And so he's going to put that one in play, but right at the shortstop, who makes a great jump up there. It was kind of to the left side of second base, just does a good job jumping on it.
Yeah, Colin Stewart did a great job, had a good break on the ball, and as Jacob said, left his feet, went up and took that one right out of the air.
So you said Gardner's on the mound for the Raiders, right? He's getting to work early, got 2 outs quickly.
Now batting for the Mustangs is number 22, senior Titus Torbett.
Titus takes, so I assumed he took one inside, but they're going to ring him up, so that's 0-1 for Torbett.
Yeah, Titus clearly did not agree with that as he turned in trying to guard that shoulder. Kind of caught him off guard a little bit.
So the next one's going to go off the plate. It's going to be 1-1. Gardner doing a good job of mixing up his spots, keeping batters guessing already at the top of the first.
Catcher Caden Tippins for the Blue Raiders did a good job trying to frame that one in. Now, I don't think it was necessarily a makeup pitch, but it was close that it could have been called a ball or a strike, and they gave that one to Titus after taking that close one inside.
So Gardner bounces the third pitch, so it's going to be a 2-1 count here for Torbett. 2 outs, top of the first. And he loses his hat on that one, but Titus takes a hack at it, and that's going to be 2-2.
Yeah, listen, one thing that, being a big baseball guy, are you legitimate if you don't have a good show flow? And I'm telling you, the starting pitcher for Cleveland tonight, Tyler Gardner, number 12, he's got him a good show flow. He's got a good head of hair.
So Titus is going to bloop that one over to short, easily handled, and the Raiders are going to get 1, 2, 3 out in the top of the first.
So with that coming up for the Blue Raiders, leading off River Briggs, Sam Coleman, and Colin Stewart. We'll have that when we come back here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
Jersey College is a nursing school where faculty know how to give you the resources and support you need with encouragement and real connection.
Hi, my name is Ebony, and I'm a graduate of Jersey College. I felt like Jersey College truly cared about me. This experience was a life changer for me. It's a great feeling. You have to try. Don't doubt yourself. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Classes are enrolling now at our campus in Cleveland. Apply now at jerseycollege.edu.
Imagine a truck that doesn't just own the road, it dominates it. It's not just about the destination. It's about the journey, and our new GMC Sierra is elevating every moment of that journey for me. It's not just a truck, it's a lifestyle. Don Ledford didn't just sell me a truck. They saw the lifestyle I wanted, and they found me that truck.
Welcome back. You're listening to High School Baseball on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, sponsored by Wholesale Supply Group. They are open to the public, and we appreciate them for sponsoring all of our local high school sports as we dive into some district championship action here. District 6 4A baseball. The 3-seed Walker Valley Mustangs couldn't get anything going with the bats in the top of the first inning. Here we are now with Cleveland coming up with River Briggs, Sam Coleman, and Colin Stewart. Again, Cleveland, the host team, the number 1 seed, and they're going to see if they can get anything going here offensively in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, absolutely. So Oimby on the mound for the Mustangs. Jordan Smith just an absolute seed down to second. Battling some injuries this year. Jordan having some back issues, but, when his team needs him tonight, he's going to be behind the plate. So Brody's first pitch is here. The windup, he throws, put into play, right back at Oimby. Oimby walks it over to first, slight toss to Torbett, and that is out number 1 after pitch number 1.
The Blue Raiders, number 4, Sam Coleman.
So next up for the Raiders, number 4, Sam Coleman, also playing second base tonight. Coach, I'm excited to see this little matchup. I haven't got to watch Cleveland play in person, but I've watched them on Game Changer a lot. And, boy, do they put the ball in play just like they did on the first pitch right there.
Well, one thing about Cleveland, as you said, first pitch, if it's close, that one Ownby throws into the dirt, not close, no swing there from Coleman. But if it's close, Cleveland's attacking. They have an offensive mindset at the plate, and they are not afraid to swing the bats. And we've seen, for good reason, as they've put up a bunch of runs here recently.
So Brody bounces the first 2. So 2-0 count for the Mustangs. Coleman gets back into the box. The windup, pitch delivered. It's going to be outside for ball 3.
Yeah, good patience there from Sam Coleman, the second baseman for the Blue Raiders. Left-handed hitter.
Going to get strike 1 there. Andy, what's your opinion about almost the automatic call? That was a strike, but as a umpire calling that fourth pitch a strike almost every time. What's your opinion on that?
It better be really close if you're going to call it a
Real quick,
strike.
balls in play to Sneed, thrown across the diamond. Very close, but out. Sneed definitely smooth with the baseball.
Yeah, did a great job staying with that one. And where we're at, the Suns beating down on those infielders right on their face and delivered a good throw over to Titus Torbett over there at first base. And now batting number 9 for Cleveland, that's Colin Stewart, the shortstop. But going back to what you were saying, that's one of those things as an umpire, it's got to be really close, I feel like, to call it a strike. If a pitcher's having trouble commanding, you got to give the hitter some credit for being able to see it.
Absolutely. So it's a 1-0 count. We're going to get ball 2 here from Oimby. Oimby's working quick today. So a 2-0 count.
He is. I'm trying to score the game over here, and I can't keep up.
2-0 count for the shortstop, Stewart. Pitch is delivered, and it's going to be popped up out of play.
That's going over to Raider Drive almost.
Yeah, luckily I didn't park in foul ball territory. I've got a nice little tree wall over there next to my car across the street from they've turned that into Cleveland Central office, correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
And so Brody's going to blow one past him for strike 2. That's going to bring the count to 2-2. But again, the Raiders being aggressive early, and I like it. Brody's pitch is delivered. It's going to be in play and down the third base line. He's going to be looking for 2. This is going to roll all the way to the wall.
Yeah, right down the line, and that one's being taken off the warning track, thrown in, cut off by the shortstop, number 23 for the Mustangs, Owen Sneed, and that's going to be a stand-up double for Colin Stewart.
Yeah, Stewart went up and got that one. It was a little high, but put the barrel to the ball and did a great job of driving that down the third base line. Then got to second, did a little grenade toss celly to the dugout. So
listen, when you're ripping them like that, might as well. Now batting for the Blue Raiders with 2 outs in the bottom of the first is number 6, third baseman Jonas Ernest.
So Oimby looking in for the call.
Ernest, the cleanup hitter for the Blue Raiders.
Second baseman checking the runner. Brody looks back. He delivers the pitch. It's going to be off the plate and a little low.
Yeah, not a bad pitch. That's a competitive pitch there that you hope, as aggressive as Cleveland is at the plate, if you're Ownby, you're hoping you maybe get a chase there, but good eye there by Jonas Ernest.
So Brody looks the runner back, stares at him for a second, then delivers, and that's going to be a nice little curveball.
A good looper there.
In for strike one.
Yeah, that one had some late break to it, too. I thought it was coming in pretty high there for a second, and definitely had some, what is it, little snot on that one.
Yeah, little snot broke late and fell right into the zone. So great pitch by Ownby. Looks the runner back again, and this one's going to be fouled off. And is that going to hit a car? Almost.
Just missed it. Just missed the back of a Toyota Sequoia over there on Raider Drive.
So Ownby with the 1-2 count, he's ahead of the batter, but runners are in scoring. Runner is in scoring position for the Raiders. Just need a single right here to put one on the board.
Yeah, that's Colin Stewart standing at second base for the Blue Raiders. The batter Ernest is going to take time, step out, make pitcher Brody Ownby for the Mustangs think about it a little bit.
So Brody looks at the runner, delivers, and this one's going to be fouled off again, heading down the first base side, but down past the bullpen over into the extended fan section. You might see some fans down there with some lawn chairs trying to catch a peek at today's game. I know that's where I like to stand
Not too far from the beautiful Cleveland Greenway. Leads to Tinsley Park.
So 2 outs here, a 1-2 count. Ownby looks at the runner. He delivers. It's going to be bounced a little low and outside. Again, though, a good pitch to try to get the batter to chase, now with the 2-2 count.
Yeah, Jordan Smith, the senior catcher for the Mustangs, doing a good job getting the leather to the dirt there, making sure that it didn't get past him for the runner at second to advance, excuse me.
So Brody's going to step off and reset here. The base runner at second, I believe Stewart, is doing a good job of kind of making Brody think about him, bouncing back and forth, kind of letting him know he's there. Brody stares at him, looks back, stares at him again. He delivers. It's going to be low and outside again. So it's going to bring a full count here for the batter and for Ownby. There is a base open at first for him to give up if needed.
Yeah, good patience there by Jonas Ernest. A couple pitches in a row now we've seen down in the dirt off the plate. Let's see if right here, full count, Brody Ownby should be attacking the zone.
And it's going to be put into play. The center fielder is on it, and he makes a good catch there for the Mustangs to end the inning. Playing center field for the Mustangs, let's see, that would be Hayden Harrison. So did a great job kind of tracking that ball over the shoulder, and gets the third out for the Mustangs to limit any damage being done.
Yeah, so with that, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, top of the second inning, due up for the Mustangs, Jordan Smith, Xander Neuendorf, and Micah Stone. We'll be right back. You're on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
Hey, this is Eric Gardner with Volunteer Rid-A-Pest. Spring is here and so are the mosquitoes. If you and your family are being bitten every time you go outside, we can help. With our Mosquito Guard system, we can eliminate these biting, irritating insects and take your yard back. We can also eliminate fleas and ticks. We're so confident in our treatments, we offer a 100% money-back guarantee, so you take no risk. Call right now and mention this ad and receive your first treatment half off. Call 698-7205. That's 698-7205 right now, or visit us online at volpest.com.
Google volunteer, Rid-A-Pest. No bug will survive. Call 698-7205.
ESPN Radio returns to Southeast Tennessee. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 FM is the new home of the Paul Feinbaum Show, The Drive, and more of your favorite shows. Listen on air or at ESPNCleveland1013.com. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 FM.
Welcome back. You're listening to High School Baseball on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. We're live here at Bill Talley Stadium, home of the Cleveland Blue Raiders, as they're taking on the Walker Valley Mustangs. After one inning complete, the score is 0-0. Once again, shout out to our sponsor, Wholesale Supply Group, for their continued coverage of high school sports. Leading off for the Mustangs, senior catcher number 6, Jordan Smith.
So Jordan coming to the plate. An efficient first inning for Gardner, though. 12 pitches, 8 strikes. So great job by that young man as he's about to deliver his first pitch. Jordan puts it into play, and that's going to fall over third base for a single for Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan just did a good job staying inside the baseball there, got his hands around, and just put that one right over the third baseman's head. Just dropped it in there.
So now it's time for the back-to-back freshman, Xander Neuendorf, playing second base tonight, but seeing the ball well this year. He's gotten the call up from the JV squad because he's been able to put the ball in play. So let's see what he does here with his first opportunity.
Yeah, and as you're going to see in this inning, Neuendorf so it looks like they're going to run for Jordan Smith. If you can get a number on that, Jacob.
My eyes are terrible. I have to have eye surgery.
We're waiting to be able to see a number here. So that's actually, I believe, number 13. That's Gavin Turnbow on to run. I believe that's 13. We'll correct it if we're wrong.
Once he gets a little bit of a lead, we'll be able to see it a little bit better. But he's currently hiding behind the first baseman from our point of view. But
yeah, going back, you've got 2 freshmen that have been able to make the lineup here for Walker Valley in Xander Neuendorf and Micah Stone, and they both have been contributors throughout the season.
First pitch, they're going to bunt, put the ball in play, move the runner over to second. So giving up an out at first, but now you've got a runner in scoring position. I like the play by Coach Anderson. You know, you struggle to get run on the board when you start off the inning by having a runner and you've got a freshman up to the plate. Move the guy over and let Micah Stone try to put one in play and put one on the board.
Yeah, and listen, just a year ago, we didn't see Coach Anderson have his team bunt a whole lot. It very rarely happened this year. That's something that they spent a lot of time and put a lot of work in, being able to lay down bunts to advance runners, as we saw there from Xander Neuendorf. And now batting for the Mustangs is another freshman, number 19, right fielder Micah Stone, who I know for a fact is one tough young man as he looks at the first pitch, which is a called ball.
Looked a little bit high, you know, right around the zone, but did a good job of being patient there, taking ball 1.
Yeah, Micah Stone is a young man I've known for a while. He wrestled in middle school and is a tough kid, very tough young man.
Pitch 2 is on the way. He's going to, put it in play to the second baseman. It's going to be an error, and this is going to score a run. So the second baseman for Cleveland, Sam Coleman, tried to take it right up there at the lip, and it didn't bounce as high as he thought it would and went right under his glove and rolled into right field. So some fortunate luck there for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that basically was just going to turn in if he was able to make that catch. That was just going to turn into basically another sacrifice bunt. But unfortunately for the Blue Raiders, that one went right under the glove of second baseman Sam Coleman into the outfield, and scoring was the runner for Jordan Smith from second base. And we've got another hit by number 28 of the Mustangs, Tice Canals.
And so
that's going to be fielded clean by the second
That's
baseman.
what I love about baseball. 5 seconds, flush it out. He gets his other opportunity, gets the clean, fresh out. Runner does advance, though, so you've got a runner at second with 2 outs here for the Mustangs with Michael Pledge up to bat.
But, yeah, as you said, a little quick redemption there for Sam Coleman. And listen, we want to give him fair due. The way that ball hit off the infield grass into the dirt, it just kind of died once it hit the dirt. It had no more hop to it, and he just slightly misjudged that, leading to that error and the 1 run for the Mustangs. Currently the score, Walker Valley 1 here in the top of the second, Cleveland 0.
Gardner did a great job of getting ahead of the count there. Pledge tries to go down and scoop it up, but great competitive pitch there by Gardner. So that count is 0-1 with 2 outs here with a runner at second. Gardner's pitch is delivered, and it's going to be for strike 2. It looks like the umpire said he went around, and I agree with him.
Yeah. So 0-2 with 2 outs here. Michael Pledge, the big right-handed hitter for the Mustangs. And you've got to give some credit here also to Tyler Gardner, the way he's pitched this game. Obviously, you give up the 1 hit there to Jordan Smith, but outside of that, he's managed this game very well on the mound for the Blue Raiders.
So that one is fouled off by Pledge. He's going to live another day with the 0-2 count. You know, something that I love about these rivalries, you know, you look at Ethan Jones over there, his playing career here at Cleveland High School, had a great career here, and now coaching third base for the Mustangs. There's just so many entangled moments and people here, and it makes these things a little bit more special.
No, you're absolutely right. 0-2 count, 2 outs. Gardner looks into his catcher.
Gardner delivers, and what a pitch.
Painted the black right there.
I mean, absolutely got him on the corner. Great job on an 0-2 pitch there as Pledge goes down looking. So the Mustangs are fortunate. They, off of an error by the second baseman, are going to be able to score a run. So your new score, Walker Valley 1, Cleveland nothing. Going into the bottom of the second, we will take a break and be back.
Hey, coming up for the Blue Raiders, Tippins, Gardner, and Atha.
Check out the great savings this May at Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. 0% APR on all 2025 Nissan Pathfinders, plus just 2.9% on 2025 Rogues and 3.9% on 2025 Sentra, Altima, Kicks, and Murano. And Nissan has additional bonus cash offers of up to $3,000 on brand new 2025 Altima, Rogue, Frontier, and Pathfinder. Want to trade in your old car? Nissan is giving up to $5,000 over trade value when you trade, and they'll buy your car even if you don't buy theirs. Stop in person on exit 20 off of I-75 or online at cleveland-nissan.com. Payments are per month for 75 months. Does not include tax tag, title, or dealer doc fee. Must finance through the dealer subject to credit approval and pick from new dealer stock.
Need a new shop, garage, or other unique space? Explore post-frame building kits from Best Buy Metals. Best Buy Metals kits utilize steel trusses for the ultimate in strength and durability. When you need it to last, call Best Buy Metals. Stop by or visit bestbuymetalroof.com for your custom structure.
Welcome back. You're listening to high school baseball here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, sponsored all season long by Wholesale Supply Group. They are open to the public. And listen, Wholesale Supply Group employs our friend Josh Rogers. We're not going to hold it against him. Got to give my buddy Josh a shout out.
Another ball in play. Cleveland stays aggressive early. That's going to hit off the mound and off the glove, and that is going to be a base hit there for the Raiders.
Yeah, very hard hit ground ball by catcher Caden Tippins of the Blue Raiders. Went right through it looks like the legs of Brody Ownby on the pitcher's mound to second base, where it just died right in front of the bag. And by the time the nearest Mustang was able to get to it, Tippins was safe at first, so good way for the Blue Raiders to start off the bottom of the second inning. Now batting for the Blue Raiders, Tyler Gardner, today's starting pitcher for Cleveland.
So Gardner steps into the box.
Trying to help his cause a little bit here.
Yeah. Ownby looks in for the call. Runner at first has a decent lead. Pitch is delivered. And a 0-1 curveball, not called for a strike. It definitely was close.
Yeah, that one missed low, but that was that same looping curveball we saw last inning from Brody Ownby that kind of caught us off guard up here. We hadn't seen it a lot, so seeing it in person now, you kind of know what to expect from our vantage point. We're kind of just right behind the left-handed batter's box.
So this one's going to be put in play, but it's a high towering fly ball to the right fielder and secured. Playing right field today is Micah Stone, so does a great job getting under it and recording the first out. So 1 out, runner on first for the Raiders.
Yeah, batting for Cleveland, number 3 first baseman Charlie Atha.
I'm digging Atha's walk-up song. I love a good, intimidating, hard rock
And
type.
listen, these high school kids in their walk-up songs, I have the opportunity to do PA for Walker Valley, and I know our friend Jamie Kyle in here is the Cleveland PA guy, and him and I kind of joked about it too earlier in the year, how every once in a while, you got some rap songs here and there, some of these kids, but then every once in a while there's that one kid coming out to Metallica or Led Zeppelin. You just got to love those kids. Charlie Atha taking care of business for the Blue Raiders.
Absolutely. So Jordan Smith tries to back pick after ball 2 delivered by Ownby, but the runner at first is safe there.
Yeah, that's one thing that you're going to see from Jordan Smith. He is not afraid to throw behind the runners, and he will try to pick guys off. Seeing Brody Ownby throw over now.
Yeah, Titus did a great job of going up and getting that one, because that could have been a free pass there for the runner at first. Excuse me. 2 balls again, going to take a ball 3 high.
Yeah, so the count 3-0. Brody Ownby on the mound for the Mustangs. Charlie Atha having a solid at-bat. Good eye from him. Pitch is going to be a called strike off the outside part of the plate, working it to a 3-1 count with 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, I thought Jordan Smith did a good job of framing that and presenting that well to the umpire. This one's going to be hit a long way, and I don't know that one's staying in the park. Is it foul? They're going to say it's foul.
Listen, Coach Brent Tucker not happy at all with that call, as he was standing right there in the third base box looking down the line, and he's trying to say that ball hooked around the foul pole, and it was very close. We might have to ask Lady Raider head basketball coach Bianca Hensley, because she's got a good viewpoint. Hey, Coach Hensley, was that fair or foul? What do you think? Yeah, so she said she even thought it was foul, so she's showing a little love to the umpire here, but man, that was so close.
Yeah, it definitely was close, and again, that's a hard read there.
Yeah, it was very close.
Because I mean, it's turning left, definitely turning left off the bat, but Coach Tucker not happy about it. Neither is the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, so
dugout.
you go from a 3-1 count to a full count here with 1 out, and Charlie Atha has had such a good at bat here and absolutely crushed that baseball. And that's one of those ones that you just need a little bit taller foul pole there.
Yeah. So Brody taking his time. He's going to bat pick. Oh, and they're going to call him safe. That was a very, very good pickoff move there by Oimby. A bang-bang tag at first, keeping that runner in check.
Listen, I can't help but laugh because Titus Torbett just kind of jerked his head around to the ump with a grin on his face like, I got him. But the ump showing a little love right there, calling the runner at first, who's going to take off for second. Throw by Smith is going to be late.
Yeah, it was a good pitch to do so, but it was also ball 4, so it wouldn't have mattered. Ball 4 for the Mustang, or for Oimby. Also a curveball, so really tough pitch.
Not an ideal pitch when someone's stealing.
To try to get somebody out there at second, but now the Raiders are in position to do some damage with runners at first and second with only 1 out. And again, this Raiders lineup has just done such a great job of, when having runners on, moving them around.
Now at the plate for the Blue Raiders, Owen Golio, right fielder, number 27. Golio, got to be one of my favorite last names on this Blue Raider lineup.
Absolutely.
Took me a minute to figure it out. I called him all kinds of things. Guglio, Giolio, but it's Golio.
So 1-0 count here as Brody bounces a curveball. Jordan Smith does a great job of getting out there and blocking it up with his gear.
Blue Raiders with runners on first and second with 1 out. 1-0 ball game in favor of the Mustangs right now.
So Oimby about the same spot there. It's going to go 2-0 with 1 out.
That's one thing we've seen from Oimby quite a bit here in the first 2 innings is he is not getting ahead in counts. As a matter of fact, it's been the opposite. Down 2-0 yet again.
Brody checks the runners. He goes to the plate. Inside, Jordan Smith throws one into the outfield. The Raiders base runner was diving in, and Titus really couldn't make a play on it. So that's going to send Raiders into scoring position at second and third.
And listen, that's a risk you take at catcher when you throw behind a runner, especially when you've got a runner in scoring position. It's got to be a good throw. Unfortunately, that one just out of the reach of Titus Torbett into right field. As you said, though, a good effort.
I'm not mad at it because it was there. The back pick was there, and he probably was out if the base runner's not sliding into the exact spot where that ball was traveling to.
A good effort by right fielder Micah Stone to get that one in quick, to get over there, to limit the damage there. Runners advance a base for Cleveland now with runners on second and third with 1 out. So definitely some room for Cleveland to do some damage with Owen Golio at the plate. 3-1 count.
Yep, 3-1 count. Knocking on the door of putting another runner here at first. Pitch is delivered, fouled off, so Oimby does a great job of getting this count full. 3-2 with 1 out with runners at second and third. But again, the Raiders just do such a great job of, when they're in scoring position, of just putting balls in play. Oimby taking his time to get the call. They're going to step out of the box, take time. So, again, at bat, Owen Golio.
It's my guy, Golio.
Not only is he batting here, but he's a stud pitcher as well. Pitch is delivered. It's going to be a high chopper. Wooten across the diamond, and it's going to bounce, and runners are going to advance and score. So Cleveland going to get fortunate, kind of like the Mustangs got fortunate with just a tough hopper there for Titus Torbett to try to handle.
Yeah, in to score was Braylon Pratt, who was running, I believe, for Caden Tippins, the catcher. So Pratt hustled in. And that's one of those ones, if you look back, if you're the third baseman for Walker Valley,
Nate
Wooten, you might want to just keep that one in your pocket. Again, it's a throw he could have made, could have got the out, but you know you've got runners in scoring position there, and the last thing you want to do is tie the game on a bad throw, on a throwing error.
Yeah, you know, it was one of those high choppers that took him off of his feet to just go get in general. You know, I don't know that Coach Akins, not Coach Akins. See, I'm still in football.
Coach Anderson.
Coach Anderson would have hated a little deke move to see if he couldn't have got the second baseman to flinch or to get that third baseman to flinch. But, you know, that ball was there.
Shout out to the base runner at third for Cleveland. Once again, that's Pratt, Braylon Pratt. Did a good job getting back because that ball was right at third base. He easily could have been tagged out or caught on that chopper. Did a good job, very aware on the base path, and ultimately was able to score to tie this game up 1-1. Once again, we're live here at Bill Talley Stadium at Cleveland High School for the District 6 4A championship game between Walker Valley and number 1 seed host Cleveland. Currently tied at 1 with an 0-1 count now on
Bates.
Jaden Bates, the left fielder for the Blue Raiders.
So Oimby does a great job of getting ahead of the count. He's going to have 0-2 here for Bates. But again, runners in scoring position at second and third for the Raiders. So 1 out. Oimby looks at his runners. He delivers. It's going to be high for ball 1.
Yeah, good eye there by Jaden Bates. Repping the number 1 on his back for the Blue Raiders.
So again, you know, if you're Oimby, you're wanting to try to get to 2 outs here with the 9-hole hitter up, because again, the top of this Cleveland lineup can do damage. And he's going to foul this one up. Nate Wooten is going to be there. A little short blooper. It looked like it just kind of hit the top of the bat and died.
Just jammed him inside a little too much. And Nate Wooten making up for a throwing error. Make sure he gets that out. We've seen that twice today.
Yeah, isn't that funny how baseball works? So 2 outs here for the Mustangs. Again, Raiders in scoring position at second and third.
Yeah, back to the top of the order here with River Briggs.
So Briggs put the first pitch he saw in play just right at Oimby the first time. He's going to get him off the plate, and Jordan does a great job of framing that one for strike 1.
I'm glad you said it, because I'm sitting here looking at it thinking, you know, that was probably off the plate. What a good frame. And we could talk a lot about Jordan Smith. He's been basically a 4-year starter at catcher for Walker Valley, and obviously dealt with some back injuries this year that has kind of kept him not in consistently, but glad to see him out there. You want to have the big dogs on the diamond for the big game, and glad to have him playing today.
Jordan really, I call him a 6-year starter, because as a 7th grader, he was going to start varsity. Well, no, sorry. He could have had a chance to start varsity, but that was the COVID year. So a 5-year starter at the varsity level to some extent, but just an overall, you know, I'm pretty sure he was all district, which was announced today. Just a great catcher here for the Mustangs.
Yeah, 1-2 count on River Briggs, the leadoff hitter for the Blue Raiders, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning, where the Raiders were able to tie this game up at 1 just moments ago.
So does Brody go and attack the zone or try to get him chasing here? We're about to find out.
Yeah, with a 1-2 count, I would presume just Brody's pitching style, he's not going to attack too much.
And he goes right at it, and that's going to be popped up to center field. But, man, that sun is a worry, but it is going to be handled by Harrison, I believe. So the Mustangs give up 1, kind of similar to how the Raiders gave up 1. So a little bit of an erred play. So this ball game is tied up 1-1 going into the top of the third. Due up for the Mustangs would be who, Coach?
Hayden Harrison, and then back to the top of the order, Owen Sneed and Brody Owenby. So when we come back, we'll have more high school baseball here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
Since 1993, Check Into Cash has offered cash solutions to our customers. The application process is simple, and the lending decisions are quick. If you've been approved, you can leave our store with cash in hand. Our loan options are built to handle life's small emergencies. We offer reliable payday loans and line of credit options. Visit our website at checkintocash.com to learn more about your options, and when you're ready, drop by our conveniently located stores in the Chattanooga area, including Cleveland and Athens, to apply. We also offer various in-store financial services like check cashing, money orders, wire transfers, and even gift card buyback. Take the first step toward a bright financial future. We're here to help and aim to be your one-stop money shop. Not all consumers will qualify. Eligibility, rates, terms, and conditions apply. Rates, restrictions, and fees apply to store services. Please call or visit your local store for details.
Welcome back to Cleveland High School, your score 1-1. We are on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. I'm joined with my good friend Andy Morris. This is Jacob Mason, and we've got a tight ball game here in the district championship.
We sure do, as the Mustangs dig back in with the leadoff hitter for the inning, Hayden Harrison, center fielder, takes one. He's going to trot on down to first base. He's going to fill that one tomorrow, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And really, you know, that's 2 innings in a row where the Raiders have allowed the leadoff hitter to get on first. And that's, you know, as a coach, as a baseball coach, that's the one thing you want to try to limit is letting that first guy get on. But let's see, with the top of the lineup coming back up here, what the Mustangs decide to do. Last time they had a runner at first with no outs, they decided to bunt. Owen Snead is going to square. He pulls back, and ooh. So they're going to run him up inside for strike number 1.
Yeah, Owen was showing bunt there and looked like he was getting ready to lay one down, and as that one came in, he thought it was low. Umpire called strike 1.
So pitch is delivered, and he will bunt this, and it's a beautiful bunt down the first base line. He's going to be tagged out, but the runner does advance to second. So you can tell what Coach Anderson's game plan here tonight is. He's going to go small ball, put runners in scoring position, and see what guys like Brody Oimby can do with runners, at second and third.
Yeah, listen, against a team like Cleveland that does produce runs offensively, you've got to find a way to match that. You don't have Titus Torbett on the mound. Cleveland's going to run into some runs, you would imagine, at some point in this game. So I like the approach from Coach Anderson. Whenever he gets a runner on, he's going to try to advance him any way that he can.
Absolutely. So runner at second base. Pitch is delivered. It's going to be strike 1 there for Oimby.
Yeah, Brody Oimby at the plate for the Mustangs. His first at bat, he flew out to the shortstop.
So the pitcher is set. He checks his runner. Checks him again. Pitch is delivered, and Oimby chases high. That's going to be strike 2, 0-2 count for Oimby.
And Tyler Gardner bringing it on that pitch. Going with the high cheese, and Brody just not able to catch up.
So 0-2 with 1 out here for the Mustangs and Brody Oimby. Looks like the catcher's going to slide and set up outside here. Ball is delivered and does a great job of painting the corner again.
Yeah, that one was a sweeping pitch right on the outside corner.
So 2 down for the Mustangs. Again, that is the one caveat to playing small ball. You're giving up an out, but you also bring up your 3-hole hitter in Titus Torbett with a runner at second.
Yeah, that pitch just froze Ownby. And listen, what a filthy, dirty pitch it was. Just caught the outside corner, as you said, Jacob. And with Titus Torbett, this is one of the rare power options in the lineup for Walker Valley. When you talk about it, and the runners are going to break for third, and
he's going to be out,
caught
not
by
even
a mile.
close.
So that's going to be the third out. So Titus Torbett will lead off in the 4th inning. In the 4th inning for the Mustangs, as he's left standing there with the bat in his hand.
Yeah, interesting call. I'd like to know if Anderson or if Coach Jones called that, but a lefty in the box gives a free path really for Tippins to throw down, and boy, was it on the money, and he had him out by a mile. So up for the Raiders. Who you got, Coach?
We've got Sam Coleman, the 2-hole hitter, leading off in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Colin Stewart will bat second, and then Jonas Ernest third for the Blue Raiders. You're listening to High School District Championship Baseball on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. We'll be right back.
Cleveland Tire Center for over 45 years with the best name in tires: Bridgestone, Firestone, Goodyear, and Michelin. Northley Highway, Cleveland. Cleveland Tire Center, where the name says it all.
Some mornings call for a little extra comfort. Introducing Hardees' new home-style breakfast burritos with cheese, fluffy egg, crispy hash browns, breakfast sausage, bacon, and sliced ham in a warm tortilla served with a side of Texas Pete hot sauce. Home-style breakfast burritos, only at Hardees. Goodness in the making. My Rewards members get a free blueberry biscuit or sausage biscuit when you order on the app. Limited time only. Exclusions may apply by time of day. See app for terms.
ESPN Radio returns to Southeast Tennessee. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 FM is the new home of the Paul Feinbaum Show, The Drive, and more of your favorite shows. Listen on air or at ESPNCleveland1013.com. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 FM.
Welcome back to ESPN Cleveland 101.3, the home of high school baseball, sponsored by Wholesale Supply Group. They are open to the public, and it looks like we've got something going on here. Go ahead.
Looks like there's a pitching change. It looks like if memory serves me correctly, this looks like Asher.
You're exactly right. That's Asher Paney on the mound for the Mustangs, the junior pitcher.
It's funny. These kids grow up, but they look the same. Again, Asher, another one of my former players. Great arm for the Mustangs. He is set to deliver.
So with that, I believe Ownby shifts over to third base. He sure does.
That probably brings Wooten off.
Yeah, Nate Wooten will come out of the game as we get our scorecard figured out here.
So Paney, 2 balls to start off his debut in today's game.
I believe Asher, another player for the Mustangs that was named to the all-district team.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to sit down and get a look at that. I haven't got to take a chance. I just saw some Facebook posts today. That's going to be 3-0 here for the Raiders batter, which is number 4, Sam Coleman, doing a great job of being patient here.
Yeah, Sam Coleman in his first at-bat grounded out to the shortstop.
So Paney set to deliver the 3-0 pitch. It's going to be rung up for strike 1.
Yeah, Asher is one of those guys for the Mustangs that started off the year getting some occasional appearances, and then as the year went on, he started to get the call to the mound more and more.
That one is going to bounce over there to the Jones Wrestling Center. Hey, shout out to Andy's brother with the great delivery of some waters up here.
Yeah, Cleveland High School Athletic Director Al Morris making sure we stay hydrated here at Bill Talley Stadium.
So Paney works it all the way to a full count from 3-0, fouled off again by Coleman. Both teams' pitchers have done a good job. Not a whole lot of walks. I think we've had one hit batter. Doing a great job of making teams put balls in play. Paney.
Man, that ball was absolutely crushed, but extremely pulled foul. That one's actually going to land over there in the grass across the street where the park is. Those of you familiar with the park over there, the big yellow chair was not too far away from where that ball landed.
I think somebody that was sitting in the yellow chair almost ducked for cover as that thing was flying. If that thing flew straight, that would have been in the trees.
Tell you what.
So, again, another one.
He's getting the bat head around. There's no doubt about it.
I'll tell you this. He's getting closer and closer to fair territory, and if either of those are on a line, they're out of here. So
yeah, Sam Coleman is absolutely murdering the baseball right now. If you can get him between the lines, it's going to be dangerous.
So way ahead of those 2 pitches. It'll be interesting to see if Paney tries to slow the hands up here a little bit, and we'll see how Coleman adjusts. Paney delivers fastball, and that one's a high fly, towering. I'm telling you, Coach, he is inching closer and closer to fair territory.
He's not missing. That one was probably about 15 feet away from the foul pole and landed right on the base of the warning track at the base of the wall. So he is there's no doubt what he's trying to do right now, and it's trying to do some damage.
Yeah, if that's if those are correct and that's 325, that was all of 325 right to the wall, just in foul territory. So start off at the greenway, inch his way to the road.
Oh, he just hit that one straight into the Mustang dugout as we saw a bunch of players duck for cover. The count full 3-2 with no outs. Once again, Sam Coleman, the number 2 hitter, second baseman for the Blue Raiders, is just absolutely torching baseballs.
So with him hitting 4 in a row right there, you almost wonder if they're going to go out of the zone or low in the zone. And again, another one foul. He's ahead of these. So as a pitcher, I'm thinking I'm trying to go off speed here.
I want to. If I'm Asher Paney, I want to go off the plate. I don't want anything inside on this guy, because he's going to get the timing down. If you go off the plate and down, you get him extending his hands a little bit. That's what I'm thinking here.
Well, he's just shaking off like 15 pitches, so they're going to call time. Asher Paney said no. So they're going to call time here.
Yeah, they're going to try to get on the same page. Asher Paney gets them to pop up. Is that one going to stay in play? It's right over the Mustang dugout, and it is going to hit on top of the first base dugout where the Mustang team is currently hanging out. And that's one thing I tell you what, Asher was happy there to get them to pop up, because the timing is getting adjusted here by Sam Coleman. We've seen him blister about 4 baseballs in this at bat, but Asher, thankful he got under that one, just not in enough for first baseman Titus Torbett to get to it.
So he's going to bounce it for ball 4. What an at bat by number 4, Sam Coleman, for the Raiders. So no outs, runner on first for the Raiders with their 3-hole coming up, which is
Colin Stewart, the shortstop for the Blue Raiders. And I got to be honest, after that at bat, if I'm Asher Paney, I probably feel pretty good that Sam Coleman's standing over at first base, because he showed on 4 different pitches that he could have sent the ball out of the ballpark. So, again, Coleman extremely excited for the solid at bat, but the fact that he's standing at first base and not trotting around the bases is a positive for Asher Paney.
Yeah, absolutely. Something that I've noticed about this Raider offense is they are hunting fastballs. That's something that is, if you're a Mustang pitcher, you're going to have to do something to mix it up a little bit to keep these guys a little off-center, because right now they are crushing anything over the plate, and there they go, just a little high, so that's going to be 2-0.
And part of that is being able to command your off-speed pitches. Right on cue, we see Asher throw a little bit of a breaking ball there, just a little too high up in the zone, and you don't want to hang those either. So it's when you're talking this age of baseball, these guys aren't major leaguers. They're figuring stuff out. It's very easy to command the fastball. Sometimes the off-speed stuff, not as much.
So, again, another 3-0 count here for Paney. Taking his time, getting on the rubber. Runner at first. He gets his lead. Paney set. Goes to the slide step. Delivered. Ooh. So they're going to say ball 4. Looked like that was, one of those that kind of touched the outside of the plate. And really, when you get to a 3-0 count like that, you're just used to anything close than them normally saying strike. Yeah. But a great at-bat there for Stewart as he watches 4 go past him.
Yeah, so 2 batters in a row here walked by Asher Paney. So the Blue Raiders have runners at first and second with no outs, and Jonas Ernest up to bat.
So it looks like the Mustangs are going to go to some bunt prevent defense as Torbett comes up into the grass. Ball is popped up. Torbett's going to have to try to make a play here. He gets under it, and it is not caught. Again, that probably is a routine catch there for Torbett. If he is not up in the grass, in my opinion, probably still should have been caught.
Yeah, right in front of his teammates there on the padded wall there in front of the dugout, hit just in front of it. So a ball that could have been reached by Torbett, but not able to pull that one in. So it's a 0-1 count now on Jonas Ernest, the 3-hole hitter.
Be interesting to see if Cleveland elects two bunt. I doubt it with them being in the and here they go. I say that, and they're going to call that one a strike. So
that same pitch we've seen called a ball and a strike in what I feel like is almost the exact same place. It's kind of borderline there, and obviously Ernest kind of was a little caught off guard because he's seen that pitch called a ball earlier today, and it was called a strike. That pitch also a ball, so it's going to be a 1-2 count with no outs for Cleveland.
If you're going to call it a ball for the guy that was at first right now, that looked like the same pitch to me from our vantage point. So he ends up taking it. Now it's a 1-2 count.
Listen, Asher Penny says he'll take it, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to call time here. Interesting that Titus is still playing in the grass with 2 strikes. I highly doubt the Raiders decide to try to lay a bunt down here with your 5-hole hitter at bay. But runners at first and second for the Raiders, nobody out. It's delivered. Snead double play ball, first one, and drops it on the transition. So they're going to say it's a transition. Runner at second is out. Again, that's probably one of those freshman moments there for Xander Neuendorf, just trying to hurry up and make a play. But now you've got runners at the corners, first and third for the Raiders with 1 out.
Yeah, now batting for Cleveland is number 8, the catcher, Caden Tippins.
Was Tippins the one that went up and got that ball earlier, hit a double?
Caden's first at bat, he had a single.
A single.
Yeah.
So runners at first and third. Pitch is delivered. It's going to be strike 1. Did a great job of painting the outside corner there. Panty in the stretch. Waiting this call from the catcher. You know, something that a lot of people don't know, pitch calm is now a thing in high school. That one's going to be delivered off the plate.
What a frame by Jordan Smith, because that was absolutely a ball. And the senior leadership behind the plate, a lot of innings by Jordan Smith. He did a great job just raking that hand across as he made the catch, and it makes it hard for an umpire to judge where that pitch actually is. He tried to do it again did not get him.
Not a bad idea to go back outside there for ball 1, but he's just so smooth with it. You know, he does a great job of getting that glove low, and then as he's coming to make the catch, like you said, raking it across back into the zone, but making it really tough on the umpires to see balls off the plate.
When a catcher can do that in one solid motion, it's almost unfair.
So Panty tries to get him to chase outside with it looked like to be a curveball. So that's going to bring the count to 2-2 with 1 out with runners at first and third.
And the way Jordan Smith does that, he starts his hand low and away and rakes up and goes after the baseball back in the zone. And so you're seeing his hand end after catching the ball in the zone, and that's deceiving to an umpire as that one comes in as a ball as well. So it's a full count now on Caden Tippins with 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. Blue Raiders and Mustangs tied 1 apiece. Asher Panty looking into his catcher, Jordan Smith, trying to get the call here. Loads the pitch. It's going to be grounded foul right toward the Blue Raider dugout. Still a full count with 1 out. Beautiful day here at Bill Talley Stadium on the campus of Cleveland High School. Excited that we're able to be here. We're able to do the drive right before the game here from 5 to 6 and enjoyed our time with Jim Gum. And Jacob and I and Jim had some good conversation about these teams. Obviously, Bradley winning the district last night. That pitch in low and in the dirt, that is ball 4. So that's going to be a walk for Caden Tippins. And that's going to load the bases as Tyler Gardner is up to bat now for the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they bring corners in right here to prevent anything. Corners in, middle back, double play ball still in play, or if they bring the whole infield in here with it tied 1-1 here in the district championship.
Yeah, and Braylon Pratt back in to run for Caden Tippins, the catcher. So you got to be able to get your catcher's gear back on, ready to go.
Yeah, corners are creeping in here a little bit, so going to try to prevent that run from scoring.
Yeah, still just a 1 out for the Blue Raiders to work with here.
It's going to take ball 1 outside there.
Asher Paney, the pitcher for the Mustangs, looking for a ground ball here to induce a double play, best case scenario.
Yeah, the middle is back and kind of playing for that double play ball. Again, another ball that Smith just does a great job of framing for the umpire. So that's going to be a 1-1 count here with 1 out with the bases loaded for the Raiders.
Yeah, and of course, Tyler Gardner, right on cue, as you saying the bases are loaded, all he's probably thinking is, let's put 4 on the board here. He's wanting to crush 1. But again, waiting for his pitch, and that was a good breaking ball from Asher Paney.
Yeah, that was absolutely disgusting and did a great job. Again, the Raiders are sitting fastball, and they're expecting fastball, and they're trying to crush fastball. Did a great job of deceiving him there with a nice breaking ball.
Yeah, 1-2 count now on Gardner. 1 out in the inning. Game tied at 1 apiece here in the District 6 4A championship game.
Looked like he tried to go back to that pitch, but just didn't get the same kind of movement on it. It kind of stayed up and out of the zone. So that's going to bring up a 2-2 count with 1 out here. Paney taking his time, comes set.
Looks like
Throws.
they're coming inside, and sure enough,
That
they do.
might be me.
That one's going to be right near us. It's going to hit
man.
right on top of the press box. I was hoping I was
Make a
going to
play,
get
Coach.
to flash the leather a little bit.
Tell him to make a play. get out there and try to put a glove on it. No, that thing hit the hit the ceiling for us here, but definitely in foul ball zone up here.
Mason over here trying to make me make a play on top of the roof. Let me get my
with a torn ACL.
Let me take this brace off real quick for you. Pitch
Ball
down in the dirt.
outside, and this is going to score a run.
Blue Raiders take the lead on the wild pitch.
So Smith tried to get out there and block it up. It looked like it hit the inside of his leg gear and then bounced back towards the wall. Great job by the runner at third base to see that in the dirt, identify it, and advance. So all the runners advance there. So now the Raiders, with only 1 out, have runners in scoring position at second and third with the full count.
Yeah, this is a big at-bat here for Asher Paney, full count. Really want to make a competitive pitch here, but don't want to dig yourself in any more of a hole by giving up a hit. So trying to find something here to get an out, and that one's going to be popped up right over Jacob's head this time, and that's going to hit the top of my Kia Sorrento.
Yeah.
So glad I parked there.
Sorry for laughing.
That's a plug there for Kia Cleveland. I'm going to be seeing you guys next week.
Seeing you guys soon. Dent prevention for sure.
Good gravy.
That's hilarious. Sorry, Coach.
3-2 count. That
And
one's
that's
drilled.
in
That's going to
play.
bring in another run, maybe 2. They're going to hold up that second one. So Blue Raiders are starting to open it up here, attacking Asher Paney. Now a 3-1 lead for Cleveland.
Yeah, again, so, this is what we talked about. When the Raiders have runners in scoring position, they do a good job of putting balls in play. Right there, the infield is in and was just a hard hit ground ball in between third and the shortstop, and runners are going to advance and score. So the Raiders take a 3-1 lead here with only 1 out.
Yeah, he had to hit my car before he did that, too. Now batting for the Blue Raiders, Charlie Atha. Atha in his first at bat drew a walk.
Did a good job of fouling that one off over towards the Walker Valley bench. But, hey, Coach, I want to give a shout-out. My son is in the car listening. Just stopped by.
Old G-Man.
Just want to tell G-Man, love you a lot, buddy. Proud of you. Got to see the radio station for a little bit yesterday.
Listen, G-Man about got me fired yesterday because he came in and, as Jacob posted, we've got a hit here from Atha. It's going to drive in another run for the Blue Raiders.
Again, no incredibly big hits here by the Raiders, but they just do such a good job of putting the barrel on the baseball. That's a little chopper that the third baseman had no chance at getting because it just sails right over his head, and another run scores. So the Raiders take a 4-1 lead here with runners at first, at second, and this inning is still not over.
Yeah, definitely doing some damage here against Asher Paney, as it looks like Coach Tucker was contemplating making a change. Came out and called time, but we're going to see him go back over to the third base coach's box. So 2 runners on, still only 1 out.
So Paney set, delivers. Going to blow one past him, but what a hack there by number 27.
Yeah, that's Owen Golio at bat for the Blue Raiders.
So he keeps on pointing over. Tucker keeps on pointing over to first base. I'm trying to. It looks like they're wanting to do a pinch runner. Is that the pitcher, coach?
So that's Atha, who's standing at first, and coming on to run for him, I believe, is number 2, Chase Mahoney.
Yeah, so they're going to pinch run for Atha. You know, they've only got 1 out in this inning, so they're looking to do damage, putting a little speed on the bases. You know, another good ball in play here. You're looking at some more Raiders scoring. So
yeah, Atha's the first baseman.
Yeah, Coach Tucker trying to take advantage of every little thing he's got. Right now he's got runners on with only 1 out. And one's going to be low and a little outside, but Jordan liked the spot of it, so it must have been where they called it, trying to get him to chase there off the outside corner. So that's going to be 1-1 with 1 out here for the Mustangs.
Asher Paney looks in, checks the runner at second, delivers. That one a little high.
Yeah,
goes back to that breaking ball.
He's had one really good breaking ball pitch tonight, but it looks like he's kind of struggled with control of the breaking ball. If he's missed, it's been high and inside a little bit. So Paney set, delivers. Again, I'm telling you, this Raiders offense.
Hey, that one right at Coach Tucker did a good job getting his hands up. He might have just wanted to hit the turf on that one.
I'm gonna give that an E to Coach Tucker. You know, that was a playable ball. Now that thing was drilled right at him, but the Raiders are hunting that fastball, man, and they're all over it.
And they're absolutely turning on it when they get it. So 2-2 count, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Raiders have put up 3 runs up to this point in the inning, leading 4-1.
These are the kind of innings that you hate as a pitcher because it feels like it goes on for forever, and you've still got 2 outs to go out there and get. It looks like the Mustangs have moved Torbett back behind the runner. Paney comes set, delivers, fastball, popped up. This one is a high towering fly ball that is going to land over there on that beautiful turf field that Cleveland High School has.
Yeah, over there in Benny Monroe Stadium. So Asher Paney doing some work here against a stubborn Owen Golio, who is just absolutely battling here. Full count, still 1 out.
So full count here. Paney set, delivers. It's going to be off the outside, and that is going to be ball 4. So bases loaded. Be interesting to see if there's a mound visit here soon by Coach Anderson, just to kind of calm him down. You know, and maybe if you're Jordan Smith, you go out there and say, hey, man, like, we've got this.
Yeah, as you say that Jordan Smith was communicating, they were talking to each other there. Jordan not needing to get up from behind the plate, but he's looking over at Coach Anderson now like maybe we need to buy our bullpen a little bit of time to get warm.
Yeah, as we say that, there is some motion in the bullpen down there on the first base side. It looks to be
Cooper Cantrell, I believe.
Cantrell.
Yeah. So now batting for the Blue Raiders, Jaden Bates, the left fielder.
So the 9-hole hitter for the Raiders here, Bates. Paney gets a 1-0 count, and just kind of on cue, Jordan Smith says, hey, let's talk for a second.
Yeah, and sometimes just being able to go out there and talk to your pitcher not only helps calm them down a little bit, but clearly they're trying to get on the same page with the approach to Jaden Bates, who flew out to third in his first at bat in the second inning. So Jordan knows a lot of these guys. A lot of these guys play together in the offseason. They play travel ball together, and maybe Jordan Smith's trying to drop Asher some info on this guy.
Yeah, and you know we talked about it, you know, on the drive. You know, these kids have been competing against each other since they were probably 10 years old.
Yeah.
You know, they in travel, and then they go to the middle school. And, man, at the middle school, these two groups had such competitive games. So, you know, it's not shocking to me that we're ending up here, you know, at the district tournament with these two teams facing off.
Called strike for Asher Paney on Jaden Bates. 1-1 count with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Blue Raiders leading the Mustangs 4-1 currently.
So you've got corners in, middle back for the infield. This one's going to be fouled out of play, but Asher kind of getting the reset and getting back ahead of the count here against Bates with a 1-2 count with 1 out.
Russell Torbett, father of Titus Torbett, about made the catch there. Foul territory.
And that's going to be line, but foul.
Listen, how many hard-hit foul balls have we seen in this game from Cleveland?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Cleveland is such an aggressive team when it comes to the fastball, and they do such a great job of getting on it and putting a barrel on the baseball. All the way down to we're in the 9-hole, and guys are still lining hard line drives. Just a little bit foul, but Paney set, delivers, and again does a great job. That one's probably going to be just off the outside corner, but does a great job of fouling it off, avoiding strike 3.
Yeah, sun starting to set here behind home plate. Infielders and Asher Paney utilizing the bill of those caps right now where the sun's at, casting a shadow on the batter's box and in front of home plate.
And Paney does a great job there of kind of going low into the zone, and Bates trying to foul that one off and live another day, but that's going to bring up the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, it's a big out for Asher Paney as he's been battling this inning, and it looks like Walker Valley head coach Wes Anderson is going to make a move as they're going to wrap around back to the top of the order. We're going to have River Briggs due up for the Blue Raiders. With that, we're going to take a quick break. I believe they are making a pitching change here. Let's see if it's just a conversation or a pitching change. If it's a pitching change, we're going to take a quick break. If not, we're going to stay here with you and keep you filled in on Asher Paney. I think they're just buying our guy Cooper Cantrell sometime, and that is the case. So with that, we're going to take about a 1-minute break, and we'll be right back here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3 for high school baseball, sponsored by Wholesale Supply Group. We'll be right back in a minute.
You can't run, you can't hide, but you can drive. Drive away from your credit challenges today at Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway. This is John Davis at Kia Cleveland announcing our credit forgiveness event. Our lenders will forgive your credit sins and your misdeeds and say yes to you and yes to financing your dream car. Plus, we'll take any trade in any condition and give you $7,000 over Kelly Blue Book fair value toward the purchase of any new Kia Sorento EX in our huge inventory. That's right, $7,000 more than your trade is worth. Don't forget it. I'll beat any deal from anywhere in Georgia, Tennessee, or Alabama. Drive away from your credit challenges today and come see me, John Davis, during our credit forgiveness event at Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee, where getting approved is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Looking for the dealer who's gonna give you more. Kia of Cleveland Superstore.
Subject to lender approval. Offers don't combine. Expires month end.
KiaofCleveland.com.
Welcome back. You are listening to high school baseball on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, sponsored by Wholesale Supply Group. Once again, high school baseball and all high school sports here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, sponsored by Wholesale Supply Group. They are also open to the public. We've got a 4-1 game here in the District 6 4A championship game. Blue Raiders leading Walker Valley 4-1, and there's been a pitching change here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and off goes Asher Paney, and on comes Cooper Cantrell for the Mustangs.
Well, Coach, what's exciting is up here on our little terrace, we've got a couple district winning coaches with Hensley over here, and then you've got Coach Pope with the girls flag football team. They recently won the district.
Coach Hensley also coaches flag football over here at Cleveland.
Okay, awesome. And, she won Coach of the Year for, I'm pretty sure, the region. So, joined by great company up here up on the balcony. But pitch one is delivered by Henry, and again, fastball. Raiders put one in foul territory, but another hard-hit ball. Yeah, so Cooper Cantrell is up on the rubber now. He's ahead of the count with an 0-1 count. He comes set, bases loaded, 2 outs. Checks all the runners, delivers. This one is hard hit into the gap. Let's see if a Mustang defender can get it, and he does a great job. I think that was Michael Pledge over in left field.
That sure was. Pledge moved over to left and on the run like a receiver on a post route, was able to drop that one right into the glove, and that's going to get the Mustangs out of the inning as Cooper Cantrell came on the pitch there to get the Mustangs out of the jam. We've got a 4-1 game, Blue Raiders. We'll be right back here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3 in just a second.
Hey ladies, when you're balancing family, career, community, and more, it's hard to
some technical issues, so we're going to stay live here on ESPN Cleveland as our guy Ryan is dealing with some computer issues. So we appreciate all the hard work Ryan Felton does to make sure we're able to come on air, and he got us out of a jam earlier, so we're going to stay on for him.
And you don't have to tell me to talk twice. I'll tell you that much. I can ramble on about anything, but right now the thing to ramble about is just the Raiders doing such a great job of when they get runners on, they hunt that fastball and they put it into play. You know, that's something that if you're going to be a successful baseball team, when pitchers are giving you strikes across the plate, put it in play, see what happens, and so far they've been rewarded with that as they currently lead 4-1 after a long half inning there.
Yeah, the Atlanta Braves are underway down at Truist Park with Game 2 of the 4-game series against the Cincinnati Reds. Top of the first inning. They literally just got started. And Chris Sale on the mound for the Braves today, 0-0 currently, as Chris Sale tries to get back to that Cy Young form he was last year.
Yeah, you know, Chris Sale, was it him that said that he's never called a pitch in his life?
I don't know.
One of the Braves pitchers was just on a podcast, and I believe it was him. He's never called his own pitch.
He lets the catcher call.
He just lets the catcher call, and if the catcher calls it, he delivers it. So I thought that was a little interesting, Jim.
And again, from a Cy Young winner, isn't it kind of funny? You go back to another Braves Cy Young winner, Greg Maddux. He called his own pitches all the time.
I know.
Isn't that wild?
That's such a cool story.
That really is. And him and Eddie Perez, who was basically his personal catcher, he would call the game with little movements or shaking his glove, and people didn't even know he was doing it, which really neat if you get a chance to hear that story. So leading off here for the Mustangs in the top of the 4th inning is number 22, Titus Torbett, and on the mound still for the Blue Raiders, who has had a pretty solid game up to this point, only 1 hit allowed, Tyler Gardner.
So Titus puts this ball into play, but it's going to be a line drive right to the center fielder for the Raiders, and that is Jaden Bates. Took ball 1, put ball 2 in play, and that one's going to be an out for the Raiders.
Yeah, that's going to bring up senior catcher Jordan Smith for the Mustangs. Jordan in his first at bat got a single.
Yeah, did a good job of poking one over the third baseman's head, and he's going to do it again just right up the middle. So Jordan Smith stays hot as he is 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles.
Yeah, nothing too aggressive, too crazy, just staying on the baseball and driving it where it's at, driving it up the middle of the field there, and that's going to bring up number 16, second baseman Xander Neuendorf.
So Xander last time up bunted and allowed the runner to get to second. So really, in my opinion, this is his first true at-bat, seeing some pitches. The first pitch he took, he laid down to advance the runner. So Neuendorf sees the first one outside. Tippins goes out there and gets it and looks over at first base and says, "You're not going anywhere."
Neuendorf in his first at bat had a sacrifice bunt to advance Jordan earlier. Might see that again here, maybe not. Doesn't look like it.
So it takes a healthy hack at that one. Gets a little bit of it, but is tipped back into the glove of Tippins. I like to see that aggressive swing, though.
Yeah, Tyler Gardner going up in the zone there on that pitch as well.
Gardner's dicing today.
He sure is. 1-1 count, 1 out.
So tries to go with something that looked like an all-speed breaking ball outside. Tippins does a great job of putting the gear on it and not letting the runner advance. But if you get this thing to a 2-strike count, don't sit or sleep on that outside pitch. Gardner's been painting corners today.
Yeah, he sure has. He's only allowed 2 hits, both of those coming from Walker Valley senior Jordan Smith.
So another healthy hack there by Xander Newmendorf. We call him Z in middle school, but again, Gardner is absolutely dicing today. And Coach, again, he's been able to paint that outside corner. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes right back to it right here.
2-2 count, 1 out as Gardner looks in. Newendorf, the right-handed hitter, trying to advance Smith for the second time in the game.
Something I've also been impressed with Gardner is he's done a great job of controlling runners. Right there, even a simple step off, look back over, makes a runner at first think about things. So he comes set, he delivers the pitch, and he tried to go outside just a little high on that one, in my opinion. So count is full, runner at first base with 1 out. He's set, pitch is delivered, right down Main Street. Z swings, and that is a K swinging there for Gardner.
Yeah, Gardner's fired up too, and rightfully so. He's been attacking the zone and bringing the heat, as they say.
Well, you can tell when he's throwing a fastball, but it doesn't much matter. He really rears back up, and you can see his whole body gets into it. But so far today, the Mustangs haven't really been able to do much about it.
So with 2 down, in steps Micah Stone, the freshman for the Mustangs.
So Stone takes ball 1 up, gets back in the box. Gardner set.
Walker Valley currently trailing Cleveland 4-1. Pickoff move over to first base. Jordan Smith dives back safely.
Definitely a competitive throw over there by Gardner, though. Gardner's pitched 3 2/3. He's done 38 pitches, 26 strikes, only giving up 2 hits, 1 run, and 4 Ks. That's going to be outside.
Listen, you can tell when Tyler Gardner really gets into his fastball because that hat comes flying right off that head lettuce. I mean, he's out there grunting and putting everything he has into it, and it's been hard for the Mustangs to catch up to it today.
So 2-0 count here for Stone. And he puts this one in play, but another can of corn out there for Bates in center field. And that is going to bring us to the bottom of the 4th.
With that, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the Blue Raiders back at the plate, and I believe we're going to be at the top of the order for Cleveland. And sure enough, we will be. That'll be Briggs, Coleman, and Stewart when we come back.
At Bradley Medical Center, our pledge is excellence. Every person, every time. From the beginning, we've understood that it's the people who make our town special. We all have a job to do, and we all depend on one another. At Bradley, our role is to make sure that you and your family can access the care you need when you need it from a medical team you can trust. And we're more present than ever. Bradley Medical Center, bringing it all back home.
Is your home too hot in the summer and too cold in the winter? At Central Heat and Air, your local HVAC experts, we've got you covered. Our top-notch technicians provide fast, reliable service to keep your home comfortable year-round. From installation to maintenance, we handle it all. You'll never be left out in the cold or the heat. Call Central Heat and Air today at 423-478-7778. That's 423-478-7778. Or visit us online at docsair.com. That's DOCSAIR.com. Central Heat and Air, your healthy home company.
Welcome back. You're listening to ESPN Cleveland 101.3, home of high school baseball, sponsored all season long by Wholesale Supply Group. We're alive here at Cleveland High School for the District 6 4A championship game, as Cleveland currently has a 4-1 lead over Walker Valley.
So Cooper Cantrell delivers pitch 1 for a strike, came in for the Mustangs in a jam and was able to get him out of it. but not before the Raiders did some damage. They now lead 4-1, like you said, Coach.
Yeah, Sam Coleman leading it off here for Cleveland, and he's going to hit one right down the line to third base. That's Brody Ownby with the glove, and it's going to be a little bit high of a throw, taking Titus Torbett off the base, so he's going to be safe at first. Sam Coleman on the throwing error.
Well, and see, that's what these Raiders just do so well, Coach. Again, hard hit ball deep into the hole at third makes that a really tough play for Brody if you've got some speed, and Coleman shows that he had a little bit. And again, the throw is just a little off base. Baseball's not all the time about, cranking doubles and hitting home runs. It's just about putting the barrel to the bat and making good things happen.
ABC baseball, absolutely. Now batting for Cleveland is number 9, Colin Stewart, the shortstop.
They're going to take off. Jordan Smith throws, and they're going to call him safe. That was a close one.
Very close. Yeah, Sam Coleman just getting in there. And I feel like that was the right call. It was a very close play. Great throw from catcher Jordan Smith.
I always tend to say if it's that close, the benefit goes to the runner. Got a great jump on it as well. Jordan did all he could to get it down there in time, but he is safe. So, again, nobody out. Runners in scoring. Raiders set to do some damage with Stewart up to the plate. Up to the plate.
Yeah, Colin Stewart batting for Cleveland. Jonas Ernest, the cleanup hitter in the on-deck circle. So this is the thick of the order for Cleveland, where they try to tack onto this 4-1 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning against Walker Valley.
Ball is going to be taken low. Skips it in there to Smith, so it's going to be a 2-0 count. Nobody out. Coach Tucker deep in the coach's box over there all the way by the dugout, looking over at his runner at second base. Delivered, chopped over, foul territory to third base. So 2-1 count here for Stewart. Cooper getting the call. Comes set, checks the runner. Looks in, checks the runner again, delivers. Great pitch. That's going to paint the outside corner with a breaking ball, so that's going to bring this count to 2-2.
Yeah, Cooper Cantrell coming in after Asher Paney, and really you talk about a difference in pitching style. Cooper Cantrell, more of an imposing figure on the mound, a little bit taller, thicker young man.
Yeah, and Cooper pitches with a lot of confidence. He likes to command the zone and does a great job of hitting his spots. But right here at a 3-2 count, tried to get him to chase inside. Let's see what he can do with a full count. Nobody out, runner at second for the Raiders. Ball's put into play and just out of reach of Brody Oynby. That's going to bounce into left field. Pledge throws it in to Oynby. But that's going to put runners at first and third with nobody out, and that is going to bring the cleanup hitter, number 6, Jonas Ernest, to the plate.
Yeah, Ernest in his first at-bat flew out. Last at-bat reached first on a fielder's choice. Actually, he was thrown out at first on a fielder's choice. My scoring penmanship not great here at Bill Talley Stadium today.
So the shade is starting to set in, still in the eyes of the infielders over there at short, second, and first, but we're starting to get some shade as the sun is going behind one of the big trees over there by the Jones Center.
Yeah, at least now if you're a batter, you've got shade from the pitcher's mound all the way to home plate, so none of that messing with you as we had last inning.
Yeah, so strike one there for Cooper Cantrell. Does a great job of painting the outside corner. Runners at first and third. Be interested to see if the Raiders try to take a bag here. Throws. Ball is going to be high around the letters of the Raiders jersey. Good take there by Ernest. That's going to bring that to a 1-1 count.
Yeah, score 4-1. Blue Raiders currently here in the bottom of the 4th inning. No outs for Cleveland as they try to tack on.
A little hit and run there by Coach Tucker. Runner at first took off, and Ernest fouled that one off over there to Raider Drive.
Still can't believe that ball hit my car. Right on top.
Funny enough, folks, I asked Andy if there was a spot open over here in the foul ball zone, and he said no, so I parked across the street. But unlucky there for.
And I fully intended on moving my car too. Let me just go ahead and say that. And I started carrying the equipment up and getting everything set up, and then just completely lost track of the fact that I was going to do so. And now I've got a dimple on the top of my Kia. No, John Davis might be happy to see me when I bring it over there to see if they can pull that dent out.
So 2-2 count. Cooper hit a 31 move and then delivered a ball there. So 2-2, nobody out, runners at first and third.
Hey, whenever I do take that in, you know what John Davis is going to say, right?
Ball is fouled off. This one looks like it's going to stay in play, and it is caught
in the dugout
by Torbett. So that's going to be the first out of the inning for the Mustangs. Coach, something that I've noticed, a lot of Bradley and Ooltewah players here tonight, checking out.
Scouting, man.
Checking out who they are going to see coming up in the region.
But you got to answer my question here. You know what John Davis is going to say when he sees that dent on the top of my car? He's going to say it's as easy as 1, 2, 3, and he's going to pull that bad boy out. little plug there for our friends over at Kia of Cleveland. He can't even deal with me, man.
I can't. Coming set is Cantrell. Delivers, strike one swinging there for the Raiders. Now up to bat for the Raiders, number 8, Tippins. Takes a healthy hack at that one, but Cooper blew it by him. Runners at first and third with 1 out. Raiders lead 4-1. So Cooper, Cantrell taking his time, comes set. Delivers. It's going to be a breaking ball high. It's going to be a 1-1 count.
But even though that's a high pitch, that's a very competitive pitch there from Cooper Cantrell. Misses high, but that thing had a lot of movement on it.
Yeah, so far Cooper's missed small to at his appearance tonight. The balls are not way outside. They're right off the plate. So he's doing a good job of trying to mix things up and keeping batters honest. Going to go outside there again. That's going to be 2-1 for
Caden Tippins.
Caden Tippins, the catcher.
Yeah, Tippins reached on a single in the second inning and then drew a walk in the third. So in 2 appearances, he's reached base. Trying to do so again here on a 2-1 count with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Pitch is delivered. Another breaking ball by Cantrell. Swinging and missing is Tippins. That's going to bring this count to 2-2 with 1 out. So breaking ball is hitting so far. His curve is hitting its marks and doing a good job for a Raiders team that's hit the fastball so well today.
Yeah, they've definitely been aggressive at the plate. And, that's one of those things when you're going to attack the plate as a pitcher. We've got a wild pitch in the dirt. And Jordan Smith does a good job sticking with that one to avoid the run coming in.
Yeah, that pitch right there was probably affected by the runner at first, went on first movement.
Yeah.
And I think Cantrell knew it. He tried to speed that delivery up to try to give Jordan a chance. But a great base running move there by the Raiders. And a great job advancing, putting 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out.
Yeah, just with that movement, with that quick move, as you said, that does put pressure on the pitcher because you're aware of what the base runner's doing over there. But what makes you good in that situation is making sure you're not so locked in that you let it affect your pitch. If you do deliver a pitch to your catcher, you want to make sure he's able to get a clean throw off, and not so in that situation there.
And another breaking ball swung at by Tippins. That's going to be strike 3, 2 outs, runners at second and third. Kind of shocked he didn't go back to that a little earlier because Tippin's just not seeing the curveball like he saw the fastball earlier today.
Yeah, Tyler Gardner now up to bat for the Blue Raiders. Today he flew out in the second inning and then had an RBI on I believe it was a wild pitch. So actually he scored. He hit a single in the third inning and then scored on a wild pitch.
So pitch 1 to Gardner is going to be taken for a ball, breaking ball inside. 2 outs here for the Mustangs. Your score, Raiders lead 4-1 in the bottom of the 4th.
I got to score better. I'm looking at my penmanship here and trying to figure out what I wrote.
Cantrell delivers. That's going to be low into the dirt. Runner thinks about it, but does not advance with 2 outs there. Kind of wishing he had.
Yeah.
It did hit the dirt, bounce off the glove.
It's hard to tell when the ball careens off the backstop here where it's going to go. If it's going to hit that padding and die, it's hard to judge.
You also don't want to be the third out with runners at second and third. So, I'm always going to say, hey.
With Tyler Gardner up to bat.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Do you want to steal a run? Sure. But you don't want to be the final out. And if you don't make that split decision right then and there, it's just best to stay put.
No, you're absolutely right.
Cantrell goes inside for ball 3.
Really inside there.
Yeah.
Just off his hands.
Gardner did a good job of just avoiding that right there.
Yeah, once again, Gardner today starting pitcher for the Blue Raiders, and he's only allowed 2 hits.
Strike 1's going to be painted on the outside corner there. Great job by Cantrell to fight back into the strike count. So a 3-1 count here with 2 outs. Gardner, the 6-hole hitter. Pitch is delivered. It's going to be inside for ball 4.
So that's going to bring up first baseman Charlie Atha, who drew a walk in the second inning and had a RBI single in the third. Coming up some good hard rock, as you said there. Gotta appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm digging his walk-up music for sure. So Atha with 2 outs, looking to do damage here. Base hit does a lot for the Raiders. Cantrell comes set, checks the runners. Stare backs in at the catcher. Delivers. It's going to be a breaking ball high, ball 1.
Yeah, once again, bases loaded for Cleveland with 2 outs, leading Walker Valley here in the bottom of the 4th inning, 4-1.
Cantrell comes set, looks in, delivers. Strike 1 right down main.
I knew you were ready to call it. I was kind of waited for the umpire to make sure he was going to throw that out there. He kind of hesitated. Wasn't as quick as I'd like him to be.
So 1-1 count, 2 outs, bases loaded for Atha. He steps out. Cooper Cantrell steps off.
Man, Jacob, I tell you what, this really is a good night for high school baseball. Extremely comfortable out here, and a lot of people saw the weather forecast and made their way out to the stadium as well.
I thought Jordan did a good job of framing that one, but that's one is going to miss just up and outside there, but tried to sell it to the umpire, and he wasn't having it.
Yeah, 2-1 count now on Charlie Atha, the 7-hole hitter for the Blue Raiders.
Pitch delivered. It's going to be a strike off the outside corner, 2-2.
Once again, Blue Raiders leading this one 4-1 here in the bottom of the 4th with 2 outs. And really, this is an impressive crowd out here today, Jacob.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a beautiful venue to be at. Right in the heart of Cleveland. The only thing that I wish was gone is they were cooking some cookies over there at Eminem Mars, so I could be smelling them like they normally do on Friday nights.
Trying to get us hungry, man, is all you're doing.
So ball 3 is going to be high. It's going to be a full count. So you are going to see the runners moving here on the pitch. Be interesting to see if the Mustangs try to steal it out with a back pick somewhere, but you got to make sure that he delivers and goes.
Yeah, full count, 2 outs. You know, as soon as he starts to Make a movement. There they go. They take off running. It's going to be inside for ball 4, and that's going to walk in a run.
Going to walk in a run. Jordan let that one hang there for a little bit, letting the umpire think about it. So
now batting for the Blue Raiders, Owen Golio, the right fielder.
Raiders don't take the lead, extend their lead 5-1. Coach Tucker looks like he's wanting to talk to either his batter or the umpire here.
Yeah, it looks like, see if we can decipher what Coach Tucker here. Once again, Brent Tucker, head coach for the Cleveland Blue Raiders in his second year, I believe. And he's done a great job getting this Blue Raider baseball program on track, and they've been competitive, and it looks like he is going to make a base running change here. So yeah, that's going to be Colin Stewart, I believe, coming off, and he's going to bring in senior. Did you get a number on that, Jacob?
I did not.
I think that's 11. I believe that's Kingston Pickens.
Yeah, interesting. Coach Tucker pinch run for Atha last time. Now he's going to pinch run, leave Atha on first and pinch run for the runner at second.
He's trying to get 2 in if he can.
He's trying to base hit right here. You want somebody fast and somebody that's going to be able to try to pile on here for the Raiders. So Cooper Cantrell comes set, bases loaded, 2 outs. Pitch is delivered. It's going to be a strike on the outside corner.
A good pitch there from Cooper Cantrell. Yeah, really, and you alluded to this earlier, Jacob, just offensively from Cleveland, just really good, smart baseball. They're hitting the ball hard when they're attacking that fastball, as you alluded to earlier, but also just good base running, very good coaching from Brent Tucker. Just, little moves like that, putting a guy in at second that can score from second in a situation like this with 2 outs. And we've seen it work out tonight for Cleveland.
Yeah, so Cooper Cantrell gets another swing and a miss on a breaking ball. It's an 0-2 count and gets him strike 3 on the outside corner. I'm going to credit that one to Smith. Did a great job of framing it. So that is going to end the inning. The Raiders tack on a run. They now lead 5-1, headed into the top of the 5th.
Yeah, and with that, due up for the Mustangs will be Tice Canals, Michael Pledge, and Hayden Harrison. That will be at the top of the 5th inning. You've been listening to High School Baseball on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, sponsored by Wholesale Supply Group. We'll be right back.
First student.
It's our Jeep Celebration event at Crown City JR Cleveland.
Shop over 180 new Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Rams. Up to
Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Dr. James Gooden at Milligan Vane offers an office treatment that can make you look and feel better, and your procedure is covered by most insurance. Visit milliganvane.com or call Dr. Gooden today at 423-961-5682.
Are you noticing cracks in your foundation walls, moisture in your crawl space or basement, or even sunken concrete in your driveway or sidewalks? If so, these are classic signs of foundation settlement or water issues. You need a local repair team that can solve the problem with a permanent solution. USS has been repairing homes in Chattanooga, Cleveland, and throughout the Tennessee area for 30 years. For peace of mind, schedule your free assessment today at www.usstn.com/Chattanooga or call us at 423-320-8883.
Welcome back to Cleveland High School. You're listening to ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Gardner stepping onto the rubber, dominant so far. 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, 4 strikeouts. But the most impressive thing to me, Coach, he has this one's first fouled off by the Mustang hitter. Who we got up here in the box?
Yeah, this is number 28, Tice Canals, the DH for the Mustangs.
So Gardner has pitched 4 complete and only thrown 40 pitches, so averaging 10 pitches an inning. Very effective work here today by this young man. As pitch 1 is fouled off for strike 1. He's going to look at 1, and it's going to go 1-1.
Yeah, he's definitely been more than solid on the mound today for the Blue Raiders. You've got to be extremely happy. Again, the only 2 hits he's given up, both to Jordan Smith of the Mustangs. So outside of senior Jordan Smith, just completely has shut down this lineup for Walker Valley.
Pitch is delivered, and it's going to be lined and too hot to handle there for the shortstop. With a lefty in the box like that, the ball is going to tail off to the left, and he went to try to pick it, and that ball just kept on moving a little left on him. So great job there by the Mustang hitter to get on with nobody out.
Yeah, and that's going to bring up senior Michael Pledge, the big, tall left fielder for the Mustangs.
So Pledge had some aggressive hacks in his first at bat, looking to do damage here. Pig back to first. He's going to slide in safe. But so far tonight, Gardner has done a great job of controlling the base runners. Again, a super effective outing by him as well. I think we're on pitch 42 and has 4 Ks, only 2 hits and 1 run allowed. Ball is delivered. It's going to bounce to the backstop. So the Mustangs will try to advance. They're going to call him safe.
That play was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. A great job by the catcher for Cleveland, Caden Tippins, after that ball hit off the backstop, firing it down to second base there, and it was a kind of a bang bang as Canal slid in safely, and the ball was getting there. So again, you just talk about doing the little things right. Even making that a competitive play shows why Cleveland has had a lot of success with Tyler Gardner on the mound.
Yeah, Tippins has done a great job controlling the run game. Threw somebody out at third tonight and really had a shot there. What looked to be, like you said, a play that really they wouldn't have a chance, but makes it really, really close there for the Raiders defense. So ball 1 goes in to Pledge. It's a 1-1 count. Or sorry, strike 1, so it's a 1-1 count. Strike right down Main Street taken by Pledge. That's going to bring the count to 1-2. Nobody out. Runner at second for the Mustangs. Again, if you're just joining us, the Raiders lead 5-1 here in the top of the 5th. So Gardner comes set, checks the runner, delivers. It's going to be low. Pledge does a good job, check swinging. Tippins looked to see, I don't think he really knew if Pledge went around and was going to try to get the out at the plate since the runner at second got a good jump on it, but probably had a play there at third if he decides to go down that way. But now have a runner at third. Just need a pop up here by Pledge to be able to try to get that run in. 2-2 count. Pitcher delivers. And it's going to be on the outside corner for a strike. Another looking strikeout there by Pledge. So this brings up number 5 for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that's going to be Hayden Harrison, the center fielder, the 9-hole hitter for Walker Valley, as he's got a runner on a lonely island over there at third base.
Ethan Jones coaching up the runner at third. Ball's delivered right down Main Street, takes it for strike 1. Just 2 different approaches, in my opinion, for the Mustangs and the Raiders. The Raiders super aggressive, trying to hit that fastball, and the Mustangs being a little bit more selective today. Gardner looks, delivers, swing and a miss for strike 2.
Yeah, he's going right after Hayden Harrison. Tyce Canal standing over there on third base, the base runner for the Mustangs.
And he blew it right past him. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this hat fall off again and him try to just pound one into the zone here.
0-2 count, 1 out for Cleveland and pitcher Tyler Gardner.
And it's going to be off the plate, but his hat did do a little sideways turn there as he reared back to try to blow one past Harrison. So that's going to bring up a 1-2 count with 1 out. Runner at third. Again, the Raiders lead 5-1. Comes set. Pitch is going to be low, but a great job by Tippins to get his glove on it and keep it in front of him. It's going to bring up a 2-2 count. Again.
Hey, excellent patience here by Hayden Harrison, though. Gets down in the count and Of course, Tyler Gardner attacks the zone, but living on the outside the past couple pitches, and not that one. That one's going to ring up Hayden Harrison.
I'm telling you,
Strike 3.
he has done a fantastic job with that outside corner today, painting every single one of them. And when the Mustangs go down looking, it's because he has put a beautiful pitch on the outside corner, and that's going to bring up, I believe this is Owen Sneed.
Yeah, this is the leadoff hitter for Walker Valley shortstop Owen Sneed, who swings at strike 1.
You don't see that often from Sneed. He likes to see pitches, but knows that he's got to be aggressive right here if he wants to bring that runner in at third and not strand him. So 0-1 count here.
Tyler Gardner on the game has 4 strikeouts looking. So he's coming with some stuff tonight. 0-2 count here on number 23, Owen Sneed, with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, brought it inside there. For strike 2. 0-2 with 2 outs. Comes set. Looking in, he delivers. Owen Sneed going to pop one in, and that is going to be caught. What a play there by the shortstop.
He scooped that one right off the top of the dirt.
Hey, scooped it like some Mayfield ice cream.
That's it.
So that's going to bring us to the end of the top of the 5th. Raiders still lead 5-1.
Yeah, due up for Cleveland in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jaden Bates, River Briggs, and Sam Coleman. You're listening to High School Baseball on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. We'll be right back. You're listening to High School Baseball on ESPN Cleveland, brought to you by Wholesale Supply Group. They're open to the public. And listen, we've got a familiar face stepping into the batter's box for the Blue Raiders right now, our guy Ephraim Kyle, who is often the producer on the drive on ESPN Cleveland.
E on the keys, putting the ball in play, hard hit ground ball, but it's going to be right to Brody. Titus does a good job of handling that one, but a great job for E coming in there. And, again, these Raiders, they're sitting fastball, doing a good job, getting hard contact, and that time just a good play there by Brody Oinby. So that's going to bring up number 44. This is going to bring us
Briggs
back to the top of the lineup for the Raiders. Briggs steps into the box. Cooper Cantrell goes with that elusive first pitch curveball there.
Yeah, it's a looping curveball, too. He's got pretty good control of that. Once again, 5-1 lead for Cleveland here. That's a foul ball right over our heads once again. Still can't believe that. I turned around and I said, you got to be kidding me. It was just on a line. Pretty sure that would have hit right in the middle of the back seat, too.
And another great pitch there by Cooper Cantrell. But I would say an even better frame there by Jordan Smith. Does a great job, 3 pitches, and gets an out there for the Mustangs. So 2 outs. That's going to bring up Sam Coleman to the plate.
Yeah, Sam Coleman so far in the game grounded out in the 1st inning, walked in the 3rd, and then was able to get a single last inning on a hard hit ball.
Cantrell delivers. I think he goes curveball again, gets some soft contact. Z has to get it out quick, and he does for an out.
That was a very close, quick, bang play over there. So Mustangs make quick work for the first time tonight of the Blue Raiders. Again, Cleveland's had such solid at-bats. That's the first 1, 2, 3 inning that I believe Walker Valley has had, and that is the case. So with that, we're going to take another quick break. You're listening to High School Baseball, sponsored by Wholesale Supply Group, right here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
It's our Memorial Day sales event at Crown CDJR Cleveland.
Shop over 160 new Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Rams. Up to $14,000 off MSRP. Or get financing as low as 3.9% for up to 72 months. Get employee pricing plus on a new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe. Up to $14,000 off MSRP. Crown CDJR, the better way to buy and service. Visit CrownChryslerDodgeJeep.com.
With approved credit, $1,560 per thousand finance on select models. Stock 412017.
You'll get more than you expect with McValue at McDonald's. So when you've spent too much on a night out, get deals on the after party. When you've got date night, get deals on favorites that'll make you their favorite. And when you've got family for the weekend, we've got breakfast.
Make the most of your morning with any size iced coffee in any flavor, like caramel or French vanilla, for just $1 until 11 a.m. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Welcome back to ESPN Cleveland 101.3, home of high school baseball, sponsored by Wholesale Supply Group all season long, and they are open to the public. Once again, live here from Bill Talley Stadium at Cleveland High School, where the Blue Raiders currently lead Walker Valley 5-1 in the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, and Gardner comes back out, and why not? You know, dominant day by him. Like you said earlier, he has 4 Ks looking, 6 Ks total, has only thrown 56 pitches, 38 strikes, 3 hits, 1 run. None earned, though. Doing a great job on the bump for the Raiders.
No, he definitely is. And leading off for Walker Valley is the 2-hole hitter, today's starting pitcher, Brody Ownby, who after he came out off the mound made the shift over to third base. And he's going to take a called strike 1 from Gardner.
He puts that one in play right up the middle. Shortstop does a great job, and what a play.
Listen, what an unbelievable glove catch and throw by shortstop Colin Stewart. Really, and listen, the bounce that ball took was perfect for him to just extend his glove out and in stride make the throw over for the out.
The most impressive part is where he got to that ball at. You know, he's basically at the start of center field, fielding that ball, and then delivers a strike across the diamond. Just a great play by that young man. Titus Torbett takes strike 1, doesn't like that, got a similar call earlier in the game.
So that's actually, we saw that in the first inning where Gardner came inside on Torbett. Torbett turns the shoulder in, and it's called a strike when Titus thinks he's getting hit by the fastball. So I guess Titus is right on top of the plate, and the umpire's going to let him know it by calling that pitch a strike. But Titus not afraid to dig in there very, very deep in the box.
So pitch number 3 is going to go for ball 2. It's a 2-1 count, 1 out here for the Raiders in the top of the 6th.
Torbett on the day had a fly out in the first and a fly out to center in the 4th inning.
Going to take another strike on the inside corner there for Torbett. It's going to bring up a 2-2 count. 1 out. Gardner looks in. Delivers. Titus does a great job. That's going to hit the base and go fair.
Titus, who is not the fastest player on the Mustangs, is digging in for 2, where he is going to slide in safely after the ball ricochets off of the glove of Stewart covering second base.
Hey, but I like that, Coach. You know, you're in a game.
Be aggressive.
You're in a game where you've got to put up runs. You got a ball that bounced off the first base bag and rolled over there towards the tarp. You know, it forces the defense to make a perfect throw.
And listen, Charlie Atha, the first baseman for the Blue Raiders, in perfect position to field that ball, but it careens off the first base bag, and that really opened that up for, as I said, Titus, not the fastest player to advance to second base. Excuse me.
So it looks like Coach is going to make a running change since he's got somebody in scoring position. They're going to bring on number 2 for the Mustangs.
Yep, number 2, that's Brody Crooms.
So Crooms is going to pinch run for Torbett.
Crooms, another one of those multi-sport athletes for for Walker Valley, also plays football.
So umpire getting his card all set, getting back behind the catcher.
And Jordan Smith digs in here for the Mustangs. He's 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles, and really just seeing the baseball good and keeping it simple, bat to ball.
Gardner comes set, looks at the runner, back to the catcher. He delivers. That's going to go inside towards Smith. Takes it for ball 1.
Yeah, that one in really tight there. Jordan Smith showing some poise. I would have been out of the box there.
Yeah, for sure.
That one was in tight.
Pitch is delivered. That's going to be taken for a strike. Great off-speed pitch there by Gardner. That's going to bring the count to 1-1.
Once again, the Blue Raiders with a 5-1 lead here in the top of the 6th inning.
Gardner getting his sign. Comes set. Checks the runner. Looks back into his catcher. Delivers. Jordan Smith fouls that one off. That's going to be bring the count to 1-2.
Yeah, Jordan Smith a little frustrated. He didn't get that one. You can tell by his reaction. Just off the end of the bat.
The Smith brothers have the same smile looking back into the catcher, Braxton Smith, off at Carson Newman. I'm pretty sure he's player of the game the other day, having a great career up there. Jordan signed with Cleveland State as he's set to take this pitch here by Gardner. Delivered, fouls it off.
Yeah, Gardner jammed Jordan Smith inside right there. 1-2 count with 1 out. Cleveland once again with a 5-1 lead.
Smith seeing the ball well today, doing a great job of fouling these off as well. Gardner looking in at the catcher. Shakes off the first pitch. Smith is going to call time as the catcher and the pitcher are trying to get on the same page here. Again, runner at second, 1 out. This one is going to be popped up. Second baseman is calling for it, and it is caught by Coleman.
Yeah, that was a towering fly ball there for the second out in the inning, and that's going to bring up number 16, Xander Neuendorf, second baseman for the Mustangs. He had a sacrifice bunt in the second inning and struck out in the 4th.
So Z up to the plate, 2 outs, runner at second. Gardner just having a wonderful day here on the mound. He delivers. Z, again, another healthy hack from the freshman. He's not afraid to try to swing that thing for sure.
No, he's not. That one up in the zone. He might, if he had another opportunity, not swung at that one. That high cheese there, as we talked about from Gardner, has been a pitch where he's got several chases today.
So he's going to foul this one out. This one looks like it's going to go out into play. Hits the concrete, avoided by, looks like to be a Cleveland fan over there.
Listen, I got to say it again. We really have had a good crowd here at the game today. It's the first time I've looked around the press box. My view here, where we're at on the porch, I can see perfectly right down by the Cleveland dugout, but nothing else. But I'm leaning over the rail here and looking, and really this place, Bill Talley Stadium's got a lot of baseball fans here supporting these young men tonight.
So Z took another healthy hack and fouled that one off. Going to take strike 3 on the plate.
Good
again.
pitch.
Another great pitch there by Gardner, dicing those outside corners, and the Mustangs just looking at them go by. So that's going to bring up another scoreless inning for the Mustangs. Had a runner in scoring position. Raiders lead 5-1.
Yeah, and that is the 5th batter for Walker Valley that has struck out looking against Gardner tonight. So his stuff is on. Due up for the Mustangs, or excuse me, due up for the Blue Raiders in the bottom of the 6th inning is Colin Stewart, Jonas Ernest, and Caden Tippins. We'll be right back here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3 High School Baseball, sponsored by Wholesale Supply Group.
Magnolia Dental Center of Cleveland wants to welcome you to the Magnolia family, a local dental clinic that uses their God-given knowledge and skills to bless our community through dentistry. From checkups and cleanings to dentures and all-on-4 dental implants, they can help you feel healthier and more confident. Conveniently located at 2190 Chambliss Avenue, join the Magnolia family today. Call 423-476-3307 for your free exam and x-rays.
Ready to tackle your next home project? Wholesale Supply has plumbing, septic, and electrical supplies to get it done. Stop by a showroom near you today or visit our website at wholesalesupply.us and let's get started.
Welcome back to ESPN Cleveland 101.3, your exclusive home of high school baseball, supplied all season long by Wholesale Supply Group. They are open to the public. Once again, we're live here for the District 6 4A championship game, where Cleveland currently leads Walker Valley 5-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And listen, the story up to this point today has been Tyler Gardner on the mound for Cleveland. He's been extremely effective, and I'm going to have to get the tally on his strikeouts here in just a second as Jacob gets the call as Cooper Cantrell toes the rubber for the Mustangs.
I can get that for you. But Cooper Cantrell comes set, looking to deliver. It's going to go ball 1 here.
Yeah, I had 7 on my, so I'm doing something decent on my scorecard. Jacob's got the game changer pulled up, and I'm looking at my scorecard, and Tyler Gardner does have 7 strikeouts on the game for Cleveland.
I want to say 5 looking.
Yeah, you're right. I said that as we went away at the end of last inning.
Yeah. Well, you've been the one telling me, but
and listen, it for good reason. He's pitching so solid today, and Walker Valley, outside of Jordan Smith, just not really seeing the baseball great. Only 4 hits allowed by Gardner, and 2 of those just came here in the last couple innings.
So that's going to bring up a 3-1 count here for the Raiders batter, which is number 9, Stewart, the 3-hole hitter. Also, the shortstop made a beautiful play there in that last half inning. He's going to take a healthy hack there for strike 2. Gets a tip of it. That's going to bring up a full count. I will say Cooper Cantrell has done a great job. His misses are small, not walking a whole bunch. I think we've walked 1 maybe. Stewart does a good job of fouling that one off to live another day. But the Raiders are just having good approaches.
Yeah, well, since Cooper's been in the game, I don't think he's allowed to walk. Do you have it on Game Changer?
I do. He is allowed. It says 2. At least Cleveland's book says 2.
Okay. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. That's why.
And so that is going to be walk number 3 for Cantrell.
Yeah, it was Tyler Gardner who he walked, too. So Tyler Gardner having a decent day, not only on the mound, but at the plate as well. So with a runner on first now, that's going to bring up Jonas Ernest, third baseman for the Blue Raiders. By chance, did you see Stewart? Was that a walk?
It was a walk.
Okay, just making sure. That's why we started talking about it. That's right.
So first pitch delivered there by Cantrell is going to be a strike. 0-1 count, nobody out with a runner on first. Cantrell going to try to catch him sleeping over there, but does a great job of diving back in. He is safe.
Cleveland High School Athletic Director Al Morris getting the hardware out and ready for the winner of this ball game and the runner-up. Good-looking TSSAA plaques.
This one is going to be popped up. It's going to be in that awkward position where all 3 guys are coming at it, but Pledge takes charge and gets him out. So, Coach Morris, what's the likelihood that I get put into the Cleveland Hall of Fame? Any chance there? I tried to talk Autumn O'Brien into it for years, but it just never worked.
For any kind of sponsorship money.
Yeah, that is the correct answer. For those of you that might not have been able to hear that, he said, if you front the right amount of sponsorship money, we can make anything happen. And that would be a big check. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that.
I'm going to start working on the fundraisers. Hey, we may start a GoFundMe, but Cleveland runner steals. Looks like the shortstop. No, that looks like to be the second baseman. Z does a good job of handling it, but he is safe at second.
Coach Tucker, man, still working, still sending them, advancing the runners, trying to fight for every bag and every run he can get.
Yeah, absolutely. A game is never over, and I just love the overall aggressiveness that Cleveland has played with today, not only at the plate but on the base path as well.
Yeah, Caden Tippins, the catcher for the Blue Raiders, up to bat.
Pitch is going to be low, and they're going to take another one. Jordan's going to throw over. He is safe standing. So kind of pitch down in the dirt. Jordan tries to scoop it up and throw it over, but not before the Raiders base runner advances to third. Again, just another good job of identifying ball in the dirt and going.
So that was Colin Stewart. Now, they didn't pitch run for him, did they? Is that Stewart over there on third?
I believe that's still Stewart.
Okay. Listen, he might still hum the rate he's running.
So looks at him at third, throws over. Great job by Oimby. Corners look to be in there. At least Brody was playing it off the grass. Did a great job of scooping it up, looking Stewart back over at third, and then making a confident throw over to Torbett.
Yeah, 2 down here for Walker Valley as Cleveland has a base runner at third. And that's going to bring up Tyler Gardner, the man of the evening, as we've talked about his great performance on the mound. And he's going to take a first pitch and drive it to left center. It's going to get over the shortstop head and drive in another run, making it 6-1 Blue Raiders.
Again, I think they may have one double on the day, Coach. I think Tippins hit one in the first. Again, this Raiders offense just does such a great job of putting the ball in play. That wasn't a killer of a hit, but that was right over the shortstop's head.
Bloop, man, blooping it in.
And putting it in play. And they've been so successful doing so in this whole district tournament as well. So great job by these young men. That's going to extend the lead 6-1.
That's going to bring up Charlie Atha, first baseman for the Blue Raiders, who's going to drive this one to left field, and it's going to be just out of the reach of the left fielder, Michael Pledge, and it's going to, looks like, score another run. It sure is. No throw attempt home.
Yeah, that's a standing double with the grenade toss celly as well there by that young man. We talk about hadn't been a whole lot of doubles or hard hits, and then he puts that one on a frozen rope all the way out to the bottom of the wall out there at 325 and left.
Yep, and that's going to bring up Owen Golio, right fielder for the Blue Raiders, now with a 7-1 lead over Walker Valley here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, and these teams that are here watching this game, Bradley and Ottawa, are likely to see Golio on the mound there in region play. Has been a very good pitcher here for the Raiders this season. Again, the Raiders are just having an overall, successful year, playing really good ball, playing really good team ball, and it shows as they lead 7-1 in this district tournament.
Yeah, catcher Jordan Smith for the Mustangs is going to take a visit to talk with Cooper Cantrell as they've got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Going to look here and see if we can get a score update down in Atlanta. Braves Reds still tied at 0, top of the 4th inning. Chris L. 3 2/3 inning pitch with no earned runs and 6 strikeouts so far.
Was that softball game tonight?
It was.
I can check on that for us. That's going to be ball 1 inside for the Raiders hitter. Don't have a number on it quite yet.
There are actually a couple softball games. Bradley playing in their district tournament needed to win to keep their season alive. And then, of course, Walker Valley was awaiting, the Feisty Phillies awaiting the winner between Cleveland and Ray County in that district softball game.
Okay, so Cleveland beat Ray County 10-0, and so they are currently playing the Mustangs right now, and the Mustangs lead 4-2 in the bottom of the 5th.
So the feisty Phillies of Walker Valley leading 4-2 in that district championship game. I believe 4-2 was the final score the other night between, it might have been 4-3 between Walker Valley and Cleveland softball. That game advanced Walker Valley to this championship game.
Bradley won 12-2 versus Howard tonight.
So Bradley softball still alive as they will play again, I believe, tomorrow down at Frost Stadium.
Ball is hit. Starting to get hard for me to see as I'm still rocking the shades, but that's going to be foul and out of play around the first base
dugout. Over there.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I was over there looking at that lady. She got
a little too close to try to catch that one.
Yeah.
That thing was towering. That was easily good 10 stories up there when she got under it coming down, man. I was like, hold on a minute.
So 1-2 count here. Cantrell looks at his runner, stares at him again, delivers. It's going to be low, getting behind the catcher. Jordan does a good job of kind of selling it like he had it and then took off for it, and keeps the runner there at second base.
(7-1) Blue Raiders here in the bottom of the 6th. 2 outs. Cooper Cantrell trying to work out of a jam. Got a runner for the Blue Raiders at second base. 2-2 count. He delivers the pitch. Grounded to Ownby at third. Throw and out. Number 3.
Brody's had a couple tough hoppers that he's handled pretty well today and does a great job of rearing back and throwing that one across the diamond for out 3. But that is going to bring up the last chance here for this Mustang offense. If they want to stay in this game, they are going to have to at least put up 6 runs here in the top of the 7th.
And due up for the Mustangs in the top of the 7th inning is Micah Stone, Tice Canals, and Michael Pledge. You're listening to High School Baseball on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, sponsored by Wholesale Supply Group. We'll be right back in 1 minute.
If it's time to update your home, make Wholesale Supply your first stop. From practical solutions to stylish upgrades, we've got what you need to transform your space. Visit wholesalesupply.us to find a location near you.
Cleveland Ford is weeding out the competition. Get below Ford factory employee pricing. Plus, every vehicle sold comes with a $500 Amazon gift card. 2024 F-150 up to $19,995 off MSRP. Select 2025 Escape models starting at $23,995. Ask for Crazy Craig or visit clevelandford.com to secure your $500 Amazon gift card. Honest people, honest deals, and only the $39 oil change. For well-qualified buyers plus tax title and $799 closing fee on select models. See for details. Offer ends 5/31/2025. ESPN Radio returns to Southeast Tennessee. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 FM is the new home of the Paul Feinbaum Show, The Drive, and more of your favorite shows. Listen on air or at ESPNCleveland1013.com. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 FM.
Welcome back to ESPN Cleveland 101.3, your exclusive home of high school baseball, sponsored by Wholesale Supply Group. They are open to the public. Once again, live here at Cleveland High School's Bill Talley Stadium for the District 6 4A championship game, where currently the Blue Raiders hold a 7-1 lead over Walker Valley as they have their last opportunity here in the 7th inning.
So ball 1 is going to be delivered outside there by Gardner. 1-0 count here in the top of the 7th. Going to take another ball low there. I'm not going to be arguing balls and strikes with the umpire any longer, though, because I forgot my glasses in the car and the prescription sunglasses. It's too dark to
getting too dark there
to see. So
listen, Gardner's still on the mound for the Blue Raiders, and he has pitched an absolute gem as he induces a fly ball to the second baseman, and that is Sam Coleman there to record the first out.
So the Raiders 2 outs away from claiming the district championship here on their home field. Again, can't talk enough about what a great season they've had.
Yeah, Coach Brent Tucker really, got to give him a lot of credit, him and his staff. They've done phenomenal job, just really changing the culture up here. And that is going to be another fly ball to center field by Tice Knaus that is going to be caught by center fielder River Briggs for the second out.
And that one was tattooed. It was just right at the center fielder, which I believe is Bates, correct?
Yes.
Absolutely tattooed just right at the defender. So 1 out away for the Raiders, claiming the district here. Pledge up to bat. He swings at strike one. 0-1 count, 2 outs. Raiders lead 7-1.
Once again, the Bradley Barrett softball team with a win tonight, 12-2. And they're awaiting to see if they're playing Eastham, I believe. Eastham or Ottawa.
Pledge decided late on that breaking ball there. He's going to swing for strike two. So the Raiders 1 strike away here from claiming the district championship. Gardner rears back. He throws. That's going to be outside for ball one. So Gardner taking his time. Pledge steps into the box. Tippins getting the call in. Glove is up to the face for Gardner. Starts his motion, rears back, throws. That's going to be high and outside.
Good patience there from Michael Pledge, working the count to 2-2 with 2 outs. Got the deuces wild up there. Cleveland with the 7-1 lead, and they're a strike away as catcher for the Blue Raiders, Caden Tippins, is going to take a timeout and go talk to his pitcher.
Yeah, so Gardner looked to ask for that one. He kind of pointed over to Tippins and said, "Hey man, let's talk real quick." Probably wondering, he might want something. He might want a call and say, "Hey man, I want to throw this one. Let's get this one."
And I'm curious. Sometimes those meetings are a little bit more of a, "Hey, let's figure out our call," but other times it's, "Hey, this is going to be fun. We're going to get this last strike and we're about to celebrate, boys." So that's where Cleveland is with the 7-1 lead here in the top of the 7th inning, trying to lock down this complete game from Tyler Gardner.
And he's going to get it, and the Raiders are going to celebrate as they have won the district tournament here. Water's flying around, dog piling around second base. Again, just a great performance by the Raiders as they clinch another district championship. So with that, Andy, we'll start getting the stats ready, kind of looking over the game changer. I know they're going to do a plaque ceremony here. We're going to try to get an interview with Coach Tucker, correct?
Absolutely. And listen, what a phenomenal game. Very entertaining, just for the single fact of how good Tyler Gardner was on the mound today. And, of course, we talked about the Blue Raider bats all game long and all season long about how they're aggressive and they come to play, and that's why they put 7 runs up on the board. Congratulations to Walker Valley. A solid performance from them throughout this district tournament. A big win in that series against McMinn, but Cleveland just a little too much for them tonight as the Blue Raiders look like a team on a mission.
Yeah, so when we come back, we'll go over stats. We'll do all that. Hopefully get to talk to Coach Tucker. Obviously, he's going to want to celebrate with his team and get his plaque. But when we come back, we'll have stats, kind of recap the game, and get you some more coverage of this district championship game.
That's it. Final score here from Bill Talley Stadium at Cleveland High School, 7-1 Blue Raiders. We'll be right back here in a couple minutes on ESPN Cleveland at 101.3.
Jersey College is a nursing school where faculty know how to give you the resources and support you need with encouragement and real connection.
Hi, my name is Ebony and I'm a graduate of Jersey College. I felt like Jersey College truly cared about me. This experience was a life changer for me. It's a great feeling. You have to try. Don't doubt yourself. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Classes are enrolling now at our campus in Cleveland. Apply now at jerseycollege.edu.
Imagine a truck that doesn't just own the road, it dominates it. It's not just about the destination, it's about the journey. And our new GMC Sierra is elevating every moment of that journey for me. It's not just a truck, it's a lifestyle. Don Ledford didn't just sell me a truck. They saw the lifestyle I wanted and they found me that truck.
Welcome back to ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Again, your final Raiders win the district championship 7-1. Gardner with just a dominant day on the mound. I'm going to pull up the Game Changer here. For those of you that don't know, Game Changer is an app that a lot of these teams use to score a game. Gardner, 7 innings pitched, so a complete game, only gave up 4 hits, 1 run, none earned, no walks. Well, I mean, that's huge in a game like this with 8 Ks. Only threw 80 pitches on the night with 55 strikes. So just a dominant performance by Gardner that put them in a position to dominate this game.
So you said 55 strikes on 85 pitches?
Yeah, on 80 pitches.
On 80 pitches. What that tells me is that when he wasn't throwing strikes, he was throwing them off the plate to try to get people to chase. That's a solid performance, and of course it shows up on the scoreboard when you only allow 4 hits, and not to mention you've got your offense behind you if you're Cleveland scoring 7 runs off of 8 hits. A very solid performance tonight from the Blue Raiders, and I know we're getting ready to do where Cleveland will be collecting their district championship plaque, and Walker Valley will be collecting the district runner-up. Both of these teams, though, will be advancing on to the region tournament. It looks like Walker Valley will be playing Bradley, and Cleveland will be playing Ottawa in that region tournament.
Well, Coach, not only did Gardner have a great day on the mound, he went 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a walk. So, he just had a very dominant performance, all over the field today. But again, the Raiders just do a great job of, when it matters, putting the ball in play. We call it ABC baseball. When runners are on, you move them around, and that's what the Raiders did today and took clear advantage of it.
Yeah, and it does look like the teams are meeting with their coaching staffs as they get ready to do the trophy presentation. And listen, since you're on Game Changer, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but Cleveland took the regular season series 2 games to 1 against the Mustangs, and then able to once again seal this game. So I believe for the season, Cleveland has won that series 3 games to 1, correct?
Yeah, so Cleveland, Walker Valley won 7-0 on Tuesday, April the 8th. On Wednesday, the 9th, Cleveland won 2-12. And then on Friday, the 11th, April 11th, Cleveland won 2-4. And then today, they end it with a 7-1 win.
So solid season for the Blue Raiders against Walker Valley, and these are 2 teams that are no stranger to the postseason. And Cleveland, though, again looks like a team that is really geared up to make a postseason run. Walker Valley, and really I feel like, to do justice for Walker Valley, when Titus Torbett is on the mound, the Mustangs can beat anybody. The problem and the factor here recently has been being able to string together a start from another couple players to be able to be competitive. And, that's something that Coach Anderson and his staff, Coach McPherson, they're trying to figure out what arms they can throw out after Titus to try to help him get in the win column. Again, several arms there that they're able to go to. But the story tonight is the Blue Raider offense. And joining us right now is Cleveland head coach Brent Tucker. Coach, first of all, congratulations on the win tonight.
Appreciate it. Going against a great program with Walker Valley, a lot of good tradition. We just felt good being here at Cleveland, and that definitely helps. But hats off to Walker Valley program.
Yeah, well,
played a good game.
Listen, you guys have had a great district tournament, took care of business in 2 games against Ray County, and continue to hit the baseball well. But the story tonight has got to be Tyler Gardner.
I mean, it's crazy. Tyler's gone through a process here on pitching this year, and we didn't pitch him early. Then he went 1 inning, then 2 innings, then 3 innings, then 4 innings, then 5 innings. And tonight he had built up to 80 pitches. And I just told Coach Sewell, I said, it's going to be a hard 80. And he ended the game with 80 pitches.
Yeah, 80 pitches and 55 strikes. That's a pretty good game.
Yes, he was, he was big for us last year with the run we went on, and we knew we had to have him this time of year. Senior, competes on the mound, attacks the strike zone. And also, I tell you what, he had a couple big hits, too. I think he had 2 or 3 RBIs.
He was 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs.
Yeah, 2 out RBIs.
Yeah.
2 out RBIs. So Tyler really showed up tonight for us when we needed it.
For sure, Coach. Kind of talking about the offense, watching you guys throughout the district and really all year, you've played really, I call it ABC baseball. When runners get on, you do a great job of moving them around. Kind of talk about what your players approach at the plate, because they seem to be incredibly aggressive, especially with the fastball.
You just said it, aggressive. We don't put a lot in their heads. We keep it simple. And, my whole career, I've never been big to bunt a lot. We'll bunt if we have to. But I want the guys aggressive. I don't want them thinking this, thinking that. We take a lot of batting practice, and we do work on a lot of things. I'm not going to release any trade secrets right here. But, the guys are in the batter's box by themselves, and it's on them, and they're stepping up and getting it done. So
see the ball hit the ball, right?
See the ball hit the ball. That's really and truly, that's about it.
Yeah, one thing that I really like, though, is the aggressiveness on the base pass. I mean, you did not hesitate to have guys running tonight.
We feel like we got up and down the lineup pretty good team speed, and we feel like we got a couple of pinch runners that can come in and run the base as well, too, and that's part of our offense. And, we work on base running as much as we work on hitting. And the guys got good jumps. We picked the right time to go. And fortunately, because their catcher's unbelievable. I know he's fought through injuries all year, but he's a really good catcher. And so we were just fortunate with that tonight.
Yeah, Coach, congratulations again. A dominant performance from both your pitcher and your hitters tonight. I'm sure you're extremely pleased. Get to celebrate this one tonight and then turn the page to a region.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'll celebrate this one to about 6 o'clock in the morning whenever the alarm clock goes off and it's back to work.
Yes, sir.
And that region tournament's right around the corner. Al, our athletic director, has volunteered to work on the field the whole time during the tournament, so I appreciate him doing that also.
Yeah, we know better than that. Again, Coach Tucker, congratulations. I know your team is ready to celebrate with you a little bit, so we'll let you get back down there.
I appreciate you guys coming out. This is awesome for high school baseball.
Absolutely. We're glad to be here.
Coming out.
Thank you,
yes,
Coach.
Sir. Thank you, Coach.
Glad to be here. And again, the final here from Cleveland High School, Bill Talley Stadium, 7-1. Cleveland is your District 6 4A champions as they take care of the Mustangs tonight in the championship game. And what a joy it's been to call this one with you, Jacob. And we had a lot of fun on the drive leading into this game with our pal Jim Gum. And what a great day for ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
Absolutely. And again, just celebrating our county in general. There are 3 really good baseball teams here. Cleveland has had a wonderful season, but you are going to get to see Walker Valley and I believe Bradley, correct?
Yes,
face off
so.
in another exciting game. So what a night for Bradley County, Cleveland City, all of it.
Yeah, of course, Bradley district champions there in District 5 4A. So definitely congratulations to them as they made quick work of Ooltewah in their championship game. So as they opened up against Eastham and took care of business there. So we know Coach Travis Adams is going to have his team ready for the region tournament, just as Coach Tucker and Coach Anderson for Walker Valley will. And we're glad to be along the ride, if you will, calling the games here on ESPN Cleveland. So
yeah, for sure. And really to kind of end this, both Cleveland and Walker Valley have their aces available, I believe, for the region tournament. So both Bradley and Ooltewah, I wouldn't want to see either of those aces between Titus Torbett or Golio.
Yeah, Golio for Cleveland, yeah.
Both absolute studs. So, hey, if you are looking to watch some really good baseball, you've got 3 high schools here in town that have some really good teams. Get out there, support them. If not, you can catch us probably covering them.
Yeah, absolutely. So once again, the final here from Cleveland High School, Blue Raiders are your District 6 4A champions with a final score over Walker Valley 7-1. For Jacob Mason, I'm Andy Morris. You've been listening to High School Baseball, sponsored by Wholesale Supply Group, right here on ESPN Cleveland. Have a great night.
Hey, this is Eric Gardner with Volunteer Rid-A-Pest. Spring is here and so are the mosquitoes. If you and your family are being bitten every time you go outside, we can help. With our Mosquito Guard system, we can eliminate these biting, irritating insects and take your yard back. We can also eliminate fleas and ticks. We're so confident in our treatments, we offer a 100% money-back guarantee, so you take no risk. Call right now and mention this ad and receive your first treatment half off. Call 698-7205. That's 698-7205 right now, or visit us online at volpest.com.
No bug will survive. Call 698-7205.
So that ends up mattering a lot in this game, Brandon. The Thunder do have to figure out how to score, because you can't let your foot off the gas pedal when you're going against Jokic and this Denver Nuggets team.
Well, I think the other thing is they did just about everything right, and it wasn't good enough. The Thunder only had 9 turnovers in the game, and they were in control for the majority of the game until the end. The other thing that they really should be on red alert for is the Thunder had 43 rebounds, which is a decent number in an NBA game. They got out-rebounded by 20. They got out-rebounded by 20. And you had 3 guys, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, and Christian Brown, all had double digits in rebounding. You have that problem, along with the fact that Michael Porter Jr. was off. He only made 1 basket the entire night. None of them that he took were able to go down from the three-point line. If they don't solve the rebounding and the closing out of the fourth quarter issue, they're going to end up with a very disappointing season, because they have high aspirations after winning 68 games this season. They're going to end up going home if they don't start cleaning up the boards and scoring some points late in these games.
If you missed it, Aaron Gordon, he got the pass from Russell Westbrook. Nobody loves Russell Westbrook more, by the way, than the Oklahoma City Thunder crowd. They love that man. They gave him the standing O when he was introduced there. He loves himself some Oklahoma City. So he dishes out the ball instead of taking the shot. Which, shout out to Westbrook, because I think if we were betting people here, Brandon, I mean, your money would have been on Westbrook. Try to steal that moment, right? Not give it to Aaron Gordon?
You have to chop it up to experience. He knows him. He knows the situation. He knows what he wanted to do, but he also knows what the better play was, and he made the better play.
And he made the better play, dishes it out to Gordon. 2.8 seconds left. Aaron Gordon just calmly sinks that three-point shot, along with the Oklahoma City Thunder's hopes of winning Game 1. Andrea Carter, ESPN's basketball analyst, was on NBA Today, and she said, don't count out Denver, because they know how to win these close games.
You know, when I think about it, you talk about the close games, right, that the Thunder haven't played in and that the Nuggets have played in. It's not even just the regular season. The Oklahoma City Thunder didn't have a tough first round. They blew through the first round. Meanwhile, the Denver Nuggets, think of the close games that they just went through against the Clippers. They had an overtime win. What, they have a 2-point loss. They had a 3-point win. They had close games. To me, the Denver Nuggets, they look like they have been here before, because they have. They're a group that's won a championship, but they've also just recently been through very tight games, and they know what it takes to win.
We're seeing some of that grit and that necessity for tenacity rear its ugly head here in the second round. Now, obviously, the Celtics are the championship team coming off of last year's NBA Finals. But the Knicks were the one that were tested in the first round and had to show that tenacity coming into the second round. And we saw when the C's had a much easier time against the Magic, what ends up happening last night against the Knicks. That same sort of thing, I think, could be applied here, Brandon, where this Denver Nuggets team hasn't just been tested in the past and doesn't just know how to win a championship and all that, but like this year, man, you know, like this year, this season, this postseason, we're talking about a team that has been tested and has had to work through it, and maybe things have come a little easy, frankly, for OKC.
Well, you know what? They lost their coach as the Denver Nuggets right before the end of the season. A week before the season's over, they fire their coach, Mike Malone, who's a championship-winning coach. Clearly, there were some things going on behind the scenes that it didn't work out anymore with the continuity and the culture. So you go through a massive change, and it hasn't been a negative impact. You lose a coach going into the postseason, and you maybe become a better team. I think, one, you prove a lot of people right who had to make a difficult position, but also you're getting a response from the players. And, I don't know. Oklahoma City got off to such a great start. You could always, with a young team, see them take a dip, and they never did. So you have to give them credit for playing at a high level for the entirety of the NBA season. It is a long season, and NBA players do get a lot of criticism for maybe not being dialed in all the way. But to have a young team like that nearly win 70 games, they have to get credit. I won't say it came easy. The start really set them up, and now they're in some real stuff because Jamal Murray and the Joker, they know how to win the tough games. They're not going to freak out if they're down clearly on the road in a hostile environment, and that is something that Oklahoma City is going to have to deal with, an adversary that will not be shaken, that will have to be beaten.
Yeah, now that Denver has stolen home court, Shanae Agumake, ESPN's NBA analyst, was on NBA Today. She said that OKC needs to learn how to play in clutch situations.
If you think about their lack of being able to play in clutch time, they played the fewest clutch time games. Now you're running into, what did I call it, the immovable object? And Nikola Jokic, who literally thrives in clutch time. He's 4th in points, 3rd in rebounds, 2nd in assists. So now they're going to have to learn on the fly.
The nucleus of the Thunder have not won anything, right? They haven't won anything of significance yet, Brandon, even if they have what's expected to be this season's MVP. The Denver Nuggets, they have the dude who should have won the MVP this season. But they've won something. And we know that they've got the big shot makers, and we know they aren't scared. And I think really that's the key here. The Nuggets aren't going to be scared of you, OKC, even if you come in with all your fancy stats from the regular season behind you. Coming up next here on Amber and Ian Home Team, filling in for Ian tonight. Is Tyreek Hill not including Tua on his list of top 5 quarterbacks a problem? We'll get into that right here on ESPN Radio.
Saturday on ESPN Radio. Austin Riley leads the Atlanta Braves in a PNC Park to face O'Neal Cruz and the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And the Pirates win it.
Coverage begins Saturday at 3:30 Eastern with first pitch at 4:05 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Presented by Progressive Insurance.
The new home for ESPN Radio is ESPN Cleveland 101.3. From the Alon Planning Partners Weather Center, here's your forecast on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Visit them online at alonplanning.com or give them a call at 423-315-1441.
Good Tuesday to you, Tennessee Valley. It's a bit on the chilly side this morning for May standards, with many of us waking up into the 40s, but by the afternoon we'll rebound into the mid-70s with plenty of sunshine, and then tonight we'll drop back into the mid to upper 50s. There will be the chance of a few showers after midnight, and for your Wednesday, highs ranging from the mid to upper 60s with scattered showers in the morning continuing through the afternoon. For the latest, download the Local 3 weather app. I'm Storm Alert meteorologist Clay Smith.
Hey guys, this is Dan Good from Crown. Just reminding you that Crown Jeep is Cleveland and Bradley County's Jeep headquarters.
Did you know that Tennessee does not yet have a specialty license plate for childhood cancer awareness? You can help us change that. We need 1,000 Tennesseans to pre-order the Childhood Cancer Awareness license plate by June 30th, or it won't happen. My name is Caroline, and I'm a childhood cancer survivor. I can tell you it would mean a lot to all the kids currently battling to see these gold ribbon tags on cars all over our state. Please help us increase awareness for childhood cancer by reserving your license tag today at childhoodcancertntag.com.
The annual Scott Basketball Camp is coming up soon. Don't miss out on this free camp for boys and girls from the ages of 8 through 15. This year's camp will again be at Brandon Central High School from Tuesday, July 22nd through Friday, July the 24th from 9 to 12 noon each day. There will be an emphasis on basketball skills with former and current Brandon players and coaches, along with life lessons about character and personal responsibility with special guest speakers. Students will be provided with free lunch each day. Registration is limited, so sign up soon for this free camp at letscamps.com so you don't miss out. Please visit this website to register and to see how you can donate this very worthy cause so that we can continue off this camp that is free to everyone. That's letscamps, letscamps.com.
Did you know that Tennessee does not yet have a specialty license plate for childhood cancer awareness? You can help us change that. We need 1,000 Tennesseans to pre-order the Childhood Cancer Awareness license plate by June 30th, or it won't happen. My name is Caroline, and I'm a childhood cancer survivor. I can tell you it would mean a lot to all the kids currently battling to see these gold ribbon tags on cars all over our state. Please help us increase awareness for childhood cancer by reserving your license tag today at childhoodcancertntag.com.
What's going on, Paul? Jeff. It sounds like you're doing a stand-up comedy routine, Paul. You had me laughing so hard I had to pull off to the side of the road and call you.
Paul Feinbaum. Weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and the SEC Network.
NBA update.
The Cleveland Cavaliers are still up right now on the Indiana Pacers, 81-67. Cleveland's been dominant so far, basically the majority of this game, mostly all the way through, really, except for very, very early in this one. Right now, there is just under 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Let me get you some of these leading scorers here. Donovan Mitchell, 29 points for Donovan Mitchell. Max Strus has put up 16 points, and Jared Allen, 18 points for Cleveland. For Indiana, Tyrese Halliburton has only put up 8 points. That's probably part of the problem there. Naismith has put up 13 points, and Miles Turner's put up 19 points for the Pacers. We'll continue to keep you updated on the live action right here on Amber and Ian. Home team is hanging out. He's filling in for Ian tonight. Amber and Ian is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com. You can find Home Team at
Home Team B Leak, Leak.
And you can find me at Amber W Sports. Now, let's talk about Tyreek Hill and what he said on the X, Brandon, about his quarterback, or more specifically, what he didn't say. So Tyreek Hill took to X to upload a video of himself talking to the camera. He was ranking his top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. There's somebody notably left off this list, but take a listen.
He said, could I rank my top 5 quarterbacks? Lamar, Josh, Pat, obviously. No, this is no order, by the way. Baker Mayfield, and Joe Shiesty, too.
So I'm being corrected that it was Snapchat that he took to upload that.
That makes it better. It makes what he said all better.
Does that make it any darn bit of different at all? Are we still doing the Snapchat? I didn't even frankly know we were still doing the Snapchat. I got to be honest with you. I can't keep up. It's too much. I think I deleted Snapchat some time ago. But Lamar, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow. There is no Tua Tagovailoa on that list.
Who does he think he is? Who does he think he is? If you're going to be a diva wide receiver, that comes with the territory sometimes, but you have to have some cachet. And another thing, Amber, if you're going to pull that, if you're going to pull being a diva wide receiver, do it on the right side of 30. You can't be 31 years old, not living up to expectations in Miami, and not the wide receiver you were a few years ago when you walked away from a championship organization, took the big contract to go help the Dolphins, and then you're going to go down on a snap, what did Bill Belichick, snap face or chat book, wherever he is now, and then run off at the mouth and say Baker Mayfield over your quarterback. Now you're being a distraction. Now you're being a bad teammate, and now you're trying to say some things underneath your breath without coming out and saying it. You had the bad moment at your locker when you said you wanted to be out. Then you tried to reel that back in. Who does he think he is when Tua is doing all he can, coming back from concussions, coming back from criticism, and doing all he can to help the Dolphins get over the hump and get ahead of the Buffalo Bills? And here you are saying something that's a distraction in the offseason.
Now, as a Dolphins fan, I like that you're taking up our cause, and I like your passion